And what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Juices Lose podcast number 117. I'm your host, Terminator Juice, and we're here with the regular team Juice. I think we don't have to do introductions every week now. I think everybody knows who we are. So
I agree.
We'll get right into it. The first thing I'm gonna get Terrell and Robert. I don't know T if you've been playing Pokemon. I just was, as someone who's not a huge Pokemon person. If you guys want to give your impressions, and I'm looking for how does this compare to X and Y improvements and stuff, specifically, is this like the next leap for Pokemon and all that? So Terrell, I'm going to have you go first as you represent the Pokemon fans, I think, the most. So
yeah. So just talk about more of the major changes in comparison to X and Y and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have about 15 hours into the game, a little bit going into 16. I was playing it literally like an hour before we started. The shit is good. It's a lot more cutscene heavy than I thought it would be, and probably the most cutscene heavy of any Pokemon game I've played. It was just it's kind of jarring because if you play Pokemon for years and up until like X and Y, you were used to like 2D. Everyone press A like 3 times and then you're done with a conversation. Here, it's like you got to watch like a full 3D cinematic before you can actually start moving. They're not like long cutscenes. They're just frequent as hell. It's very different because they took away the gym formula that's been in every other game. This is the first game that said, we're not doing gyms anymore. And for those who don't know what gyms are, it's essentially when you each region has about 8 gyms you have to fight. And each gym is a specialty of each type. They said, we're not doing that anymore. They changed it to something called the Island Challenge, which is pretty much still like gyms, but you're just not fighting 3 or 4 trainers and then fighting the gym leader. Here it's like the first one is kind of like a weird memory game where you got these 3 Pokemon, you have to see what's different between them, and then you fight 3 other Pokemon. And then you fight these things called totem Pokemon, which are just like super bosses. It's very weird, but I'm liking it because it's different. Considering this series is 20 years old, this kind of variation I enjoy. The other and I guess to kind of talk about a nitpick that irks me, every Pokemon, the evolution methods in this game have been weird as fuck. And what I mean by that is that for those who don't know, at certain levels, Pokemon evolve. For some reason in this game, like some of the early ones you get have weird evolution requirements. Like, for example, your Pokemon has to know a certain move before it gets to a certain level. And then it's like, oh, well, now he can evolve. One can only evolve if it's a girl. If it's a guy, you don't get the evolution. You have to be at a certain fucking place on the map and level up your Pokemon to get an evolution. Now, granted, some of these things have been in other games, but it seems really rampant for some reason this generation. It's cool as hell though. Like I'm enjoying the scenery. I'm enjoying the story, which I haven't really in X and Y's was kind of mediocre. I liked Black and White was the last game, which was Generation 5. We're on Generation 7 now. But overall, I'm really enjoying it.
Well, that's good. I figured, they weren't going to make a bad game at this point since they've been pretty consistent from what I hear.
Hell no. It's like a refinement of everything that used to piss people off about Pokemon. I didn't even get into all the HM stuff, which is like these moves that you can't get rid of that you need to do like physical stuff in the world, like cut down bushes or push rocks. They just say, oh, we'll screw that system. Because what people used to do is they used to dedicate a Pokemon specifically to do HMs. And the Pokemon was worthless after the main game was over. They said, we're done with that system. We're going to do something new. But, yeah, really good game.
All right. Who wants to go next? T, did you pick it up?
Yeah. Terrell probably has, about 3 times as much time in it as I have. I'm probably around 4 hours, maybe 5 the most. And, I mean, he pretty much touched everything I could because, like I said, he has more time in it. But I'm going to try to come at it from like a non-core, like hardcore fan of Pokemon. Like I've always said, I was like a casual fan. I haven't played in a while, and I got back in with the X and Y. And there are like core changes I think that might make fans upset, but for somebody like me and maybe you guys, I think this is one of the most accessible to non-Pokemon people, Pokemon fans, I think, in a long time.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree with that? Okay. And yeah, the cutscenes for sure. That was one thing I had noticed right away. It was like, whoa, these cutscenes.
Dialogue bubbles. I'm sure there's not voice acting, is there?
Yeah, it's dialogue bubbles.
Dialogue bubbles. And obviously, a lot of people don't know. You probably didn't even think about it, but there's no. I guess there's 3D in some stuff, but not like X and Y has you can use the 3D slider for everything, just about through the whole game. But I think they cut down on that because this game is certainly pushing the 3DS to its limits, and they took the 3D stuff away because obviously that adds a whole nother layer to your capabilities and stuff, and what's the CPU and all that. I'm sure it's just like choking.
So they went graphics over the 3D, just the raw visuals.
Yeah, I mean, there's more on screen now than probably in any Pokemon before. Can you vouch for that, Terrell? There's more characters on screen at once.
Oh yeah, okay. Are you talking about how the 3DS kind of lags out?
Yeah, and then lags with that. So that's why you can understand why they got rid of the 3D for a lot of the game, most of the game.
Yeah, I don't even think it's present at all in the game. I have yet to see a sequence in which
I've heard people talk about I've seen previews or whatever, and people talked about the fact that I haven't seen any, or at least I don't remember. Because sometimes you play in 3D, you don't even realize it. So much, but I don't really remember any 3D in the game yet. But
because I was gonna say, T, are you playing it on a normal 3DS or a new 3DS?
New 3DS. Okay,
and you still notice the frame drops in certain sequences.
Yeah, there's still some frame drops and.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't say it's a new 3DS kind of game, but it's leaning real close to it because I've heard from other people that the sequences that were lagging for us are lagging like terrible on the old original 3DS. So it's kind of gotten to the point where Pokemon has officially outgrown the console it's on. Because oh my god,
it definitely has.
Gotta have that
can only mean one thing.
Well, you know what that means,
I'll just wait for the Switch version.
I wasn't gonna say it, but okay.
Well, seriously. But it's definitely coming. So
yeah, it kind of has to at this point. Cause
there's no. I mean, you're not gonna get you. I mean, you might still get another iteration. I'm sure whichever the Switch one's gonna come, there'll probably be a 3DS one for that as well, and then they'll completely be done with the 3DS. I think after.
Yeah.
So.
Because they've because they've gotten more in comfortable. I guess that's the other last thing I'll mention is the aesthetics. X and Y still had kind of a chibi anime-ish style, whereas they kind of have like full bodies now in this game. I think we've legitimately hit the point where it's like that graphical style. It's like you can't really refine the 3DS to handle that anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's in that shit lags so bad during some of the boss fights. That's what I'll call them for right now, just so people who aren't Pokemon fans understand what I'm talking about. They're the totem battles, but they're boss fights.
Yeah, they're like boss fights.
Like the Pokemon have this aura around them, like this yellow aura, like Super Saiyan looking aura around them, and it just fucks that frame rate up in that game.
It just collapses. Yeah.
Sounds like some PS4 Pro games that got patched and run.
Oh snap!
Oh, dig.
I thought we were Nintendo fanboys. What is this?
So anybody else pick up the game?
I will say this. So I'm coming from the perspective of the most noobish Pokemon player in this whole podcast, except for I guess Juice.
Yeah.
But like I picked up Omega Ruby and played like half of it, and I have played Pokemon Ranch.
And
Pokemon Rumble for the Wii, stuff like that. And it's fun. It's fun. It's a fun game. I don't really. I'm just going. I'm playing it, and a lot of these Pokemon I'll probably never remember the names of. Maybe eventually, but I picked Rowlet. He's a cool guy.
Use your fucking owls.
He's this tiny little ball that you just want to squeeze. and like
Oh my god.
Jesus.
He wants to squeeze the balls.
Why is it, Robert, every time you talk, it always turns to a sex thing? It always turns into a sex thing.
I didn't think of that when I was saying
Hashtag
it.
Damn
ball
it.
squeeze.
There it is.
Hashtag ball squeeze.
Hashtag squeeze.
Make
the
it happen, people.
Stop it. God.
And why is the
We're so
mom
mature.
so young looking? I want to say that the mom looks pretty young.
Oh, you're attracted to her.
Well,
He's like,
Robert,
maybe she's in my class.
wait, Robert, how many hours would you say you're into the game?
Probably like 2. I'm not
That's
in it.
fine.
For.
I'm gonna let you know there's an older woman who looks very young later in the game that you may or may not have very naughty pictures of.
Oh boy.
later.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
That's something to give you look forward to since Elma was your driving force for Xenoblade for some
I will
hours.
say
So,
this,
yeah.
that the the NPC dialogue is hilarious, and I don't mean probably not in a good way, but like,
Damn.
you'll be like, no, but like it's fine. It's Pokemon. It's not supposed to be so like, oh, this that. But it's just funny because you walk into like one area and all of a sudden this guy called like the Kahuna or whatever just walks up to you. And is like, this village is whatever. I'm like, damn, no hello, just
I know what he's talking about too. That's so bad.
and how come my mom wants me to go out and catch Pokemon when I got a damn Wii U in my house? Like, let me play my Wii U.
Because
Literally have a Wii U in the house.
because that's how every Pokemon
It's
mother
yeah.
is. Every
then-
mother's that way.
Everyone wants to fight you. Like, everyone's like, hey, play my Pokemon.
Why are
or
you
whatever.
I have no words for you, Robert. I really
Robert,
don't.
She wants you to play Pokemon Go, not Pokemon Stay.
Yeah. Pokemon go get a job. But
That's why she took that damn cell phone away from you. She said you can't have that.
But I mean, like I said, I'm very, very early into the game, but it's fun. It's fun, you know. All these, you know, early Pokemon are obviously much easier than I'm sure the later ones. But it's fun. The characters are cool, I guess. And I was thinking about naming them like Mewtwo, all of them, like in Omega
Piece of
Ruby. And
shit.
I named all of them Mewtwo. But then I was like, you know what? Let me try to remember these guys' names because I'll
Come on.
never remember their names.
Well, hey, Robert, do me a favor. So can you name like one other new Pokemon you've seen? Just name it. I'm just curious.
Just name it. Just
Yeah,
name.
I just want to see if you can remember a name. Just name a new one you've seen.
Oh,
Squirtle.
let's see. Hold on a second.
Come
what
on,
was-
man.
There was.
He's too busy watching Fantastic Beasts. He don't have time to remember.
yeah.
I only asked him for one name, and he
All I really remember is Rowlet's name. Everyone else
Oh.
goes over my head so far. But
Come on, man.
they're cool designs. I'm not gonna say they're not, but Rowlet, man, he's got like a little bow tie. Like he's a cool guy.
He
Wasn't
seems
there
to be
like a
the
little-
fan favorite.
Is he
Wasn't there
cooler
like a
than Rob
fox
though?
Fire guy?
Is he cooler than Rob? Well, Rob, he claps his hand very fast.
I like how Rob is
Really
like,
cool.
is he talking about me?
Wait, yeah. What are you talking about now?
Rob the
He's
robot's
talking about,
a cool guy.
Smash. He's
Oh.
talking about
He
Smash.
always says Rob's a cool guy.
I mean, Robin's a cool
He
guy.
is, he is.
Let's be
I mean,
honest.
there's a lot of cool guys that Nintendo makes apparently. But yeah, it's. Oh, and also, how come in the beginning Kahuna's like I think his nephew or something? He wants to fight you, right? And I was like, well, I'm not gonna fight these guys. So I try to walk away, and he's like, hey, come back, you better fight me. And I'm like, I really gotta fight this guy. Why what do you have against me? He said he was searching around the whole island for me, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, man.
Robert, you have to understand the rules of engagement of Pokemon.
Pokemon is just like, yeah.
If you walk in my sight, that means
It
you
is.
challenge me to a fight.
Right.
Literally, they just stand in the corner, and then if you pass by, it shows the line of sight. It says we're gonna battle. It's like, oh my god.
Everybody's trying to be the best, and like probably all the Pokemon games, like you're like known already, even though you just started the game. Like
It's like
you're,
surprise,
yeah.
I want the head on the plate.
See, that's something that's always kind of turned me off from playing the games too. Is the randomness of battles and how you can't like opt in and out and stuff.
I
That's
do
never
wish
been
you
too
could.
appealing.
That's, I mean,
Yeah,
that is the game. I mean, that's the the
Well,
battles
sure.
is the game. Like that's like a big.
I will say I do wish
I
that
get
you know how in the bushes there's the Pokemon. I wish you could see him or like at least the grass shaking or something. So if you,
You
want to
can.
just get that Pokeball, really where? I didn't see. Oh,
Well,
I just walk in all of a sudden.
It's like a gimmick later on in the it's like maybe in the next hour or so you play.
Okay.
You'll start. They'll introduce the idea of Pokemon shadows hiding in the grass, and then they'll come and chase you. So
Okay. That's
yeah.
cool.
All right,
And that's the juice of the game. Is like a Pokemon game is like leveling up and being able to evolve your characters, your Pokemon, and like being the best. I mean, that's just like what it's about.
Yeah,
So
people just kind of
grind.
call it baby's first RPG. That's what people call Pokemon.
I don't think so,
I mean,
man.
you're
This-
supposed to
this-
be the very best that no one ever was, right?
This is more intense than Witcher, right?
Well,
here.
that's what the anime
fight
taught me.
Nice.
That's what the anime taught me. Ash Ketchum.
One more quick thing. Do you feel like, because I feel like, again, I don't have as much experience in Pokemon as you do, Terrell, but I feel like it feels more streamlined, this one.
Oh, dude, they made it so easy.
Yeah.
Like
For
how
sure, you wake up and they're like, "Go." They're like,
well, no, I mean, like even when you
Not,
go
not
to,
even that, yeah.
even when you come down to like battle mechanics,
Mhm.
each move have like a little information thing you can tap and read what the move does and how much
Right.
damage it does.
Very
Like,
happy about that.
They've dedicated to a button to catching Pokemon. Like there's a ball button that you just hit Y. You
Ball
can just,
button.
and you, damn it.
You knew that was going to happen.
You
But
gotta,
I
you, you gonna press it? You gonna press the ball
They've
button?
made it so new
Press
friendly.
Y to squeeze ball.
I can't see anyone getting confused. The map, you later on get a map that has markers and tells you exactly where you need to go.
Okay.
You can't get lost in the game. Like they've made it so easy for people to jump in.
I
This
was
is like the
actually
perfect
lost in
generation.
Omega Ruby, so I didn't. I got lost in Omega Ruby. I was in some kind of festival, like some kind of thing, and then I got a Lucha Pikachu. I'm like, that's a thing.
Well, that's the
And
thing
so
in that
but
game. That's the thing
After
in that
that,
game.
I kept walking around, and I was like, "What? Where am I going?"
All right, we can teach Rob how to play Pokemon later. I got one final question.
Okay.
What would the biggest benefits be if they release a version on the Nintendo Switch?
It's both. Oh, listen,
Frame
one of
rate.
these- Play on the TV, man. To play on the TV would be.
Well, that's not really that's a personal choice. That's not really an overall benefit.
Oh
The
well.
frame rate to me is the major benefit because
And what do you think
Go
they
ahead.
could push the visuals like?
they
the
could
visuals
put
would be great. Oh
I'm
man.
about to say, come on, man. You could consider Pokemon's pretty limited on handhelds because the visual fidelity has never been as near what the Nintendo consoles could achieve. So you could push the damn fidelity to like just full on, almost like what Token Mirage Sessions looks like in terms of animation quality.
Yep.
It's just the frame rate because the frame rate it's not terrible, but you can definitely see that the 3DS can't really do anything else for it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's mainly maybe graphical fidelity, maybe better
Waifu.
online features.
Waifu fidelity.
Oh boy.
No, not in Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't. Well, no, that's a lie. There's a few chicks you'll meet later on.
And I'm worried. Aren't they really young? Like, why is everyone so young?
Why do you care? You're
It's a bunch of kids,
17.
man.
You're 17, and first off, the characters you're playing as are 11. So what are you worrying about?
Okay.
I'm about to say, come on now. And there are girls around your age in the game.
All right.
See, I wonder if there's like a gameplay or like a structural kind of advantage to putting it on a console, because I've always said that's what would get me excited is if they made this big grand action RPG adventure on a console. Like something like that would actually get me really into like a Pokemon game.
That would have
Like the
to be
handheld
awesome.
version doesn't.
They'd have to change like everything. to get a
Well, I
brand new
mean,
game.
No, you wouldn't have to change everything because you could save any point in the game, so it's not like I can't think of any major console advantage other
Yeah,
than.
it's
Well,
still
they
gonna
talk
be
about
Pokemon,
basically making Pokemon some epic RPG instead of what it is.
Oh, people want to make
Yeah,
it an
basically.
MMO. That's what they.
Yeah,
want
it's
to do.
not gonna.
See, I don't want that.
No,
I just
people
want like a big
want
RPG,
that so bad.
like how Xenoblade is. Like make Xenoblade only like with Pokemon, so it's not so like. I don't know, because it's all like the cutesy critters and stuff, and like that's fine, but it
That's
just
not
doesn't
true.
grab.
There's like some weird looking creatures, like one that's like a key. I don't get it.
That's not really.
There's some pretty dumb looking characters.
I'm about to say, every generation has its winners and every generation has its losers. All right, we can't be
And
it can't
Rowlet
be
is a
10 out
winner.
of 10 all the time. Jesus,
You can't have hundreds of Pokemon with thousands of evolutions and not
sure.
have some weird ones.
I would say we got over 800 creatures. Can't talk. Over 800 creatures. Not all of them
That's
are
a
going
lot,
to be
man.
God tiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are
Not-
some
not
fantastic
just-
beasts, I'll tell you.
So let's
Ooh.
There's Wall Plug. Look at Wall Plug.
there's the chandelier. We got a Black Ninja jumped in here, and
We have a
Red
ninja?
Knight. I don't know if he picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon. I know
Yeah,
you
right.
Yeah, I picked it up and put it back down.
I already knew how that was going to end. Come on now.
You were a Pokemon fan, though, right?
Yeah, I like Pokemon, but haven't played one in a long time. But if it comes to Switch,
Yeah, man.
There's your
Mike-
major Switch advantage. That's your
Red-
Switch advantage.
Red's mic sound really good for a change. What?
Damn.
Yeah, it sounds-
that's probably because we made love the other night together.
Oh my god. Oh my
Your
god.
dreams. So perfect timing for Red Knight because I want to talk about Bethesda quote that came out today. I know how he loves third-party games and stuff,
Especially
but I don't know if you guys obviously.
Especially broken ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. They have a lot of broken games, even though apparently the remastered Skyrim hasn't had too many major issues, but
Except all the ones it already had.
except for guys floating. Seen pictures of guys like floating in the air, but he did say some things about the Switch that were interesting enough to talk about, for a few minutes. So he was asked, what he thinks of it, and he said he loves it. I got to play it. I will tell you, well, maybe that's an NDA thing, but he said one of the best demos I've ever seen, probably the best demo I've ever seen at E3. So they got to see it at E3 this year. This year. Funny how that wasn't leaked at all, that people were, I know they were mentioned. Some people thought that there was going to be some behind the scenes at E3, but so that's pretty good praise, I would think, even if it was just a regular person, like not a game developer or anybody. So what do you guys think of hearing that?
it was awesome. I mean, no, I mean, I really thought it was good praise because I mean, we're talking about Bethesda, who hasn't made any games on Nintendo consoles like the NES. It doesn't really count.
Yeah,
So,
let me read the other part.
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Because he says, I think it's really smart what they're doing. We're definitely going to support it, which is new. It's the first time we've done something on Nintendo, if you don't count the old NES stuff, Home Alone, or Where's Waldo, which I don't even remember Where's Waldo.
I do.
Yep.
So it definitely confirms support again, and that they're making something for it. So
Now the question is, how many people feel that they need to go run out and buy that game in order to, keep support? And I'm not going to buy stuff just to support third parties on Nintendo platforms.
Nah.
This is not.
Some people have done that, but
And it never works. That's what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
work. Yeah, year one purchase.
But there
it has
is
to be an appealing game. And I think Skyrim, would be a good game for Nintendo fans. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would be if Breath of the Wild wasn't going to be out.
well, that's the thing. I mean, that's
Well, that's not coming out till summer though, right?
Yeah, that's actually the interesting thing about that rumor. Maybe that's why they're pushing
maybe
it back.
maybe
because
that's why.
Skyrim
Give
would be a long
Skyrim
time
time
ago.
to breathe.
for an old port of a 30,000-year-old game. That's insane.
Yeah. But I'm sure Bethesda's like, well, we don't want to bring out our Skyrim game right alongside your Zelda. Like, we'll get lost in the shuffle.
That was a good idea.
Well, what are they making next?
Well, they said they
Bethesda?
had
Dishonored 2 just came out, I think.
Dishonored?
Yeah, Dishonored 2.
Dishonored 2 just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new Quake that they're doing next year.
Now that I would
And-
take a Quake.
They said PC only, and
Yeah, I think that's only PC.
I think that is right, yeah.
Well, I would like Doom because I haven't bought it yet. I was gonna buy it on next one.
It's
If
going
I
to blow
hear-
your mind.
Yeah, if I hear that Doom's coming, I'll wait for the Switch version.
I would
get the
rebuy it on the
appeal.
Switch, to tell you the truth.
I mean, I get the appeal of Skyrim, but it's like it's pretty old. Maybe
I
not.
think Fallout 4 would be pretty nice if they bring it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, whatever
like,
they bring is going to be an old game. I can't
Twilight
get around
Princess
For
that.
sure.
That's true. Well, they could do Dishonored though, which would only be a couple of months.
Yeah,
old.
Still,
that
that'd be
That'd be
4
cool.
4 months.
Yeah, it'd be 4 or 5 months old, which is too
Yeah, but
bad.
that's not old. That's just the console wasn't out. That's their current product right now. So I would
Yeah,
take
so
that
that
over
would be good.
Skyrim remastered.
And to be
Well, I
fair,
think more
even
people would buy
Skyrim
Skyrim than
Remastered.
Dishonored.
Yeah,
That's true.
Skyrim Remastered just came out, so that even that is new. It's just a remaster of a 5-year-old game. So
Skyrim has the has a name recognition that Dishonored doesn't.
I think I think in the minds of the people who didn't buy the Wii U and stuff here, even though they probably played Skyrim before, I've never played it and I've watched gameplay. I don't know if I'd even ever will, but I think Skyrim to certain types of people would hold more weight. I'm not saying I care about that stuff, but for Nintendo,
yeah,
I think.
I think Skyrim, because I've always been a champion of that kind of stuff. I think Skyrim, it represents potential positive change for what Nintendo might be doing going forward and how companies might appreciate and respect Nintendo. So I think that's like what you're saying, Juice, is kind of a good thing. I think it just represents something really strong.
Yeah,
more
we
than
had
it
the
is
debate
really strong.
last week. Where we were talking about, what would be like beneficial to buy a game like Skyrim, and we talked about the portability of it and all that. And that's one where I kind of agree with the portability thing, because I already owned Xenoblade Chronicles on Wii, and I went out and got the 3DS one because I just thought it was cool to have that on the go, like
Portable
that
version,
game
yeah.
that size. Like, it was just a cool thing to me. And that's why I wanted it, and that's kind of why I want Skyrim. So,
Yeah,
I want Skyrim because I never beat it. I want that.
dude,
one.
I didn't know you could beat that game.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
their
you
games,
beat
they
it.
definitely have endings. But I'm with you, Robert. I probably put over 200 hours into Skyrim, and I still never went to the end,
Yeah.
which is I mean that in a good way. I was like, man, there's so much to do, and like I was invested in like elongating the experience, not going right for the end.
yeah.
And they give you enough stuff to do. It was really fun.
I would buy Skyrim remastered over Xenoblade Chronicles X port because
Easy.
I've never played Skyrim. So
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and that's almost answering part of the reason it might be happening too, that we can't forget. So many Nintendo owners throughout the years have not really experienced a lot of the other consoles. So bringing something like a Skyrim is bringing it to a largely new audience. And it's like, I made this comparison on my last video too, talking about The Last of Us and why The Last of Us Remastered was dumb because the game just came out a year beforehand. But the one smart thing about it was all those Xbox 3 players who jumped ship from Xbox and picked up PS4 had a reason to play this amazing, highly lauded PlayStation game in that remaster. So it's like, well, they had a whole new audience to give The Last of Us to because of the remaster. And I think that like a Skyrim on a Switch kind of does the same thing. It's like all these Nintendo fans would normally never play a Bethesda game or have never played one, and we're proud of Skyrim and we just released a remaster. So for anyone who wants to try it, here you go. And I think that there is some value there. It's pretty interesting. And that's what you said, Juice. You're like, you would probably play that before a game you already love because you never played it. So it's pretty cool.
That's kind of a narrative that's gets thrown. The Nintendo fan hasn't played those games. I don't personally know. Oh, Juice hasn't played it, but I don't know too many Nintendo fans. I don't know any actually that don't have other consoles.
I had consoles to play it on.
That could play it, and it just didn't appeal to them, even though they had
that's a good point too. Yeah,
I heard about the loading on the 360 and the PS3 version. Once your save file got big, like it.
Yeah, that was bad news.
The dragons flying backwards and all
like,
that good stuff.
Every time you went into a building on 360, there's like long load times. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna skip that. And I have PC. I mean, I've had things to buy it on, so I said between Xenoblade Chronicles X port and Skyrim, I would buy Skyrim. I still don't think I'd buy Skyrim, but. So what do you guys think if they bring multiple games? Like, you wouldn't want them all at launch. I think that could be a bad move, kind of like Ubisoft had multiple games on the launch of the Wii U. Well, they had 2 or 3, I forget. I think they had a Rabbids one. Maybe I'm wrong, but
they were all trash.
I think they did. It was a Rabbids game and Zombie U. Yeah. Oh, and Assassin's Creed 3.
They had Assassin's Creed, Zombie U, and the Rabbids or whatever, and. Zombie U was the only one that did okay, I think.
They did that for the Wii also, because they had the Rayman game and they had Red Steel.
Well, the Wii was different because it was such a freaking phenomenon. It was freaking sold like crazy in anything you put out. So
All of us suckers bought that first Red Steel game. God,
I didn't, but
I didn't either. I
I
played it.
sure did. I was so
I bought
excited.
it. I was all excited. I was
I
all caught
remember-
up in the hype.
I remember the just people complaining about the what is it, the box where you turn.
Oh, the bounding box? Is that what they called
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
the size of your screen. Like it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No one was
And-
ready for that. But they sure fixed all those problems with Red Steel 2. That
Definitely.
was
Yeah,
a
that was
great
a
game.
So, but I mean, I'm just from me. I'm not a big Bethesda fan. Just I don't like games that are buggy and stuff. Like to me, that's not a great track record. Yeah, you might have these huge epic games and like Fallout 4 to me, like graphically compared to what everyone said it was, like it didn't look that good, and it just that's something different. But that I guess that was one of their least buggy games. As with Doom, which I don't. Did they develop Doom or publish Doom? Because
They would have published it.
They published
because id Software would have developed
Software.
it. Yeah.
so I've never been super high on him, but it is nice to hear, that this guy loves the Switch.
Yeah, I mean,
Compared to what they said, if you remember what they said about the Wii U,
Right.
they were shitting on it before it even launched.
Yeah.
He sounded like really enthusiastic about it from that.
It's a good sign. It's a really
That's Todd Howard, which does do the Fallout series and stuff, So
Mhm.
yeah.
that would be nice to get
I'm
Fallout.
still
5
not
eventually.
gonna play Fallout because it just doesn't appeal to me. But
No,
Yeah, but I was like, I'm not.
It's
interested in
awesome.
games.
It's an
Yeah,
awesome
I love.
game.
I
That's
love
one of the
Fallout.
games that it finished in like 2
it's
weeks.
just too. I don't like the visual art style. I just don't like.
yeah, that's one of the few games Robert finishes.
No, it's crazy. I'm still playing.
You beat Paper Mario Color Splash yet?
Not yet. I'm like, again, listen. I'm
Man,
narrowing
they're trying to
it down.
rush.
I've got 7 levels left or something like that.
That
so.
man ain't rushing through his games. He's trying to enjoy it.
He's
He
on
ain't
to
got
his
nothing
next
else to
game.
play. He
He's
got
moved on
nothing
to
else
his
to
Yeah,
play.
but I'm working, watching movies,
like 6 damn times.
All right, so the next little topic here, I got to give a shout out to Retro Death because he made an amazing video. It was yesterday or the day before.
I was
It was yesterday. It's a great video.
I was gonna ask you though. We didn't even mention the part that he played it at E3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of said that you dropped out.
Oh,
second.
see,
Yeah.
I didn't know because I was gonna say, ain't that pretty crazy though?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
people talked about that. Oh, it's gonna be there.
He wouldn't say what was
Behind-
on it. They asked him what he played, and he wouldn't say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was some. I remember some people saying there was some closed door meetings with Nintendo and third parties. And
There were
rumors-
rumors.
yeah, there was rumors about it.
beforehand, Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's probably where the first leak came from Eurogamer, because that was in July when the detachable controller thing came out.
Yeah. Somebody snitched.
But still,
Yeah, that's what it is. I don't see how you can snitch on games though. That's why I don't believe none of the software.
I don't know
Yeah.
about
we're gonna talk about that later. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so people were playing it, and the fact that it still was pretty secretive, even with the one leak, there wasn't a whole lot of confirmation, and people got to play it, and they liked it. So, or he did, and I think who was the other one that seemed pretty high on it, or we weren't sure whether to believe him. I think it was Ubisoft.
Ubisoft?
Yeah.
It was Yves Guillemot. He was
So-
all.
He was the
all-
first one that was high on it that we know of, anyway.
So there's got to be, obviously, Bethesda's raving about it. It's not going to be the most powerful thing out there. We know that, but there's got to be something that's got them excited more than just the portable side of it too.
I think it's gonna have some good power, and that's why I'm not sure about that $250 price leak. And I don't think that's real either. So
yeah, I'm a little suspicious of that. So, all right, let's give Retro Death his moment here because he put together a video of something that seems so obvious, but somehow I missed it. There's been some YouTubers, some Nintendo fans, and Mezza made a rant video.
another one coming.
Yeah, I just saw that today too. I loved it.
You know how people have been like saying they're so happy Nintendo's moving on from the Wii and the Wii U name, like that the Switch they're moving on. They're done with the Wii and Wii U. There's no Wii remote support. There's no gamepad support. They're done with that. They're done with those systems. Moving forward, yet they're excited about all these damn Wii U games coming to the Switch. He pointed that out, and I had to give him a shout out because that was just perfect. So,
yeah, some great music in that video too. Great.
Yeah, insecure vagina.
Hashtag insecure vagina.
Did he get your permission first, or did he just?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So-
no copyright infringement was made here, folks. We're good.
So
I mean, he didn't really have to, but I'm cool with him like that. But he did.
That's
I
pretty.
thought that was cool.
That's a pretty good point, though. All these people are excited that Nintendo's getting rid of the Wii name, but yet they want Wii U games on the system. To me, that just keeps the Wii U alive. I don't care what name they slap on Mario Kart 8. So what do you guys? What's your thoughts on it?
Hilarious. It's crazy to me that I don't like these gamers. I try not to say too much because I'll just end up ranting and then just cursing the ground they walk on because it's just ridiculous how flip-floppity they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
People that defended the Wii U and the gamepad. Nintendo needs to show us why we need to use the gamepad. Now they're like, God, I can't wait to play Xenoblade Chronicles X without the gamepad.
That didn't make
crazy.
That didn't make any goddamn sense.
Oh my goodness.
Some people just don't like that gamepad, but God, I loved it so much. And when I think of something like Xenoblade, it was so much more interesting to me to have this epic experience on my TV, and then I could look down and have all this interaction on a second screen. I love that shit.
Yeah.
And
that was the same for these people.
I'm sad for it to go away. I'm so pumped for the Switch, but I am so sad to lose that experience.
Yeah, that is an advantage. That is a huge gamepad advantage.
Yeah, when the Wii U had first come out, it was within that first year that I even started Rule to Review the channel. And I remember how much I would always say, like, the Wii U might not have the next generation in graphics, but it does have the next generation in control. Mm-hmm. And I thought that there was value in that. And people just unfortunately didn't see it the same way. And I'm kind of like you, Red. I try not to. I actually really try to never bring up people and call out certain communities and be like, oh, you guys suck for doing this or whatever. But there's definitely that element of those people not really being true to certain messages that they've believed in the past. And it makes me wonder what kind of world the Wii U would be living in if that mentality that people are starting to have now, which I'm glad people have it now as opposed to never again. But if this existed 2 years ago, it might have changed the fortunes of the Wii U, in a lot of ways. The more successful it might have been, the more software started to sell, the more third parties might have gotten on, and then more people became more interested. This whole snowball could have happened, but it didn't play out that way, and now we have a new console, and everyone's wanting to think backwards with the games. Yeah, and it's really weird.
I don't like the calling out people it's just when it's so hypocritical. I can't help it. It's
it's a problem. I agree with it.
It's ridiculous. You don't realize people have seen your videos or something before or your tweets or whatever. We've seen where you were. You can't just.
It's a whole character change, right?
Yeah, it's
people opinions change, but the name changes.
Everybody changes their mind about stuff. That's one thing. But when you
I was going to say we should give human beings the actual right to be able to change opinions.
Nobody's taking the right. Yeah, that's normal. But when you take
6 months
strong stance. When you change your fundamentals, that's different than changing your mind. You fundamentally say, well, the gamepad was great. It needs more RPGs. It's perfect for that. And then you flip around and say, oh, no, I don't like looking up and down. Come on, man. That to me is just egregious. That's when I have to say something.
I don't like answering the phone in Tokyo Mirage sessions on my gamepad. I just want to be playing with my Pro Controller.
Oh, he's full of shit.
Does that happen?
No, wouldn't happen where it's not that big of a deal. You tap the screen.
It's the most unintrusive, nonchalant use of the gamepad. If anything, I probably would have wanted more.
I'm about to say all that happens is the gamepad vibrates and you tap the screen.
I mean, come on.
It reminds me of in No More Heroes in the first one when you get a phone call before every boss battle and you had to put the Wii remote up to your ear.
Oh, that was horrible, man. That was just terrible.
It sounded like shit, but I actually thought it was.
I love that.
I'm kidding.
I know you was kidding. I love that.
Yeah, there was other games that use that. And Zombie U, if you had the gamepad audio on and the TV, the dude would talk to you through the gamepad speakers only.
Yeah,
that was cool.
So,
I heard a crazy story about somebody wanting to completely change genres to fantastic game because reasons. And all I was thinking was listen, don't touch my stuff.
Yeah,
because of your shitty taste.
That's
every time.
I don't even know what these people play on PlayStation and Xbox, but they want to be developers and producers of my favorite Nintendo games. No, keep your hands to yourself.
Every time OJ it used to be Francis. He always would talk about Zelda. Well, it needs RPG out. It needs a leveling system. It needs this, and this. And I'm like, leave my Zelda alone, and you just play your RPGs. Now Metroid needs XP and all this crap.
Oh hell to the hell!
Like, you could change, but change into what I want to. Because if you turn into Federation Force, then it's a problem.
Yeah, it's like then don't say you want Metroid to have RPG elements. Just play RPGs and leave Metroid to the fans of the series.
Well, hey man, I thought RPGs were so mainstream. Shouldn't they already be in every game, right?
I call them out.
Mario Kart should have gameplay mechanics of Forza and Gran Turismo.
Yeah, I wish Mario Kart 8 was a first-person shooter.
Seriously, they should have a mode with no
car
items.
combat, man. It needs to be like Twisted Metal, yo.
But
I want no items and no gravity, because the gravity, that's just a gimmick.
Let's get back to the idea of Wii U games on the Switch. Does that, like, somebody who didn't buy a Wii U goes out, buys a Switch, sees Mario Kart 8, whatever they call it, knows it's Mario Kart 8. Isn't that, like, in some ways going to show, like, that they're still holding on to the Wii U? If there's there's Smash, Mario Maker, all these Wii U games.
You think that's unappealing?
But that shit sold for when the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One did it in their launches. Yeah. So it's proven to make money.
Well,
even the games that came
yeah,
out
but I'm
a
saying
year
from the
ago.
mindset of the people who say that they need to ditch the Wii and Wii U name and run away from it as far as possible.
I think people have those games.
There's an easy explanation for that. People are full of shit.
Those people already have the games that we're talking about. We're not talking about those. You're talking about like people who bought us or going to buy a Switch that would never have bought a Wii U. That's great for them.
Yeah.
But all this stuff you're hearing is from people who already have these games. And for me, that's just kind of weird. Like, I'm not excited about any ports. Like, it's just not exciting to me. Like, I want to see new games. I don't want them to be using too many resources to enhance, quote unquote, enhance games I already got over 100 hours in. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
I can't get excited about the idea of a Mario Kart 8 port when I'm telling myself, why don't they just make Mario Kart 9 instead?
Right. Like,
I mean,
make a
they
new
had 3
game.
years to do it. Every Mario Kart came out within 3 years.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get an old game. This is what I said. Look, the Switch.
Well,
the Switch
2017 though actually would be 3 years, right?
Yeah, it
was the
would.
20
Right.
So that would even be perfect. They shouldn't make a Mario Kart 8. They should take Mario Kart 8 and just add one more item per racer. Like,
I'm not buying Smash. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not buying another Smash, bro. Like, I already have so much into the Smash on Wii U and all the characters. And I'm not. I mean, I would guess they would have a version when they release.
I was gonna say you can't say until you actually see the stuff. Like, you're not buying stuff. I personally feel.
Not
because I'll debate
$50-$60. I'm not buying it.
I mean, if Smash is $60, has all the DLC, and has both versions combined, I think that's 100% worth it.
Yeah, that is.
Buy the
Think
Smash
about it. If you want to buy all the DLC
3DS.
for Smash right now, you're spending like over $100.
I got Smash on 3DS and Wii U.
See, I'm probably one of the few people that would be so jazzed if they took the 3DS stuff and put it into that game. That would actually get me really excited.
Oh, people want that. People already want that.
Yeah, and I definitely want that.
Yeah, but I've already bought both.
It ain't doing nothing for me. That's doing nothing for me.
Yeah, I got $120 into the game. I wouldn't buy it again.
But if it's all there, like, you're not spending an extra penny. You're not buying Corrin again on Bayonetta.
I know, but it's still spend another $60. I mean, it'd be a hard sell for me, but especially when
Mario Kart would be a little bit
play Smash all the time.
Based on what they show,
because I paid for it. Sorry,
but that's what I'm saying. If it's more stuff, the community is going to be, alive again. If they say, "Oh, we're going to bring now more characters to this version that aren't going to be on it," I think it'll be worth it. But we don't really know. All I know is that the rumors make the Switch sound like a pretty lame console. That's what I tweeted.
It sounds pretty lame.
I still feel like that. Like, I say right now, if these rumors were what the Switch was, I probably will hold out. I probably wouldn't even get it the first day. For what?
But it's not that the Switch is lame. I think that the people prognosticating are lame because this is the best they can come up with. Oh, we're just gonna get. They can't come up with like really good ideas or for games or whatever that are gonna come to Switch. So it's just like, oh, let's use our uneducated guess because we saw this in the trailer. It's just like, that's lame to me. Like, that's the lame part of it.
Yeah, well, I will say Mario Rabbids RPG is pretty unique.
It is indeed.
To be real with you,
there's no like.
I need to see that because if I see that might actually be legit.
Hey, you know what? Incredible. I talked about it on my video I made about these game rumors, and when I first heard about it, I was like, stupidest shit ever. But a day later, I kept thinking about it, and I was like, something there. Mostly because
no.
Well, here's the thing, though, T. Here's the thing, and I mentioned this as well. The thing is, once I reminded myself, well, we're getting a regular Mario game also. I was like, I cut Nintendo so much slack. It's like people wouldn't have been as mad about Federation Force if there was an actual Metroid game. And I think that the Rabbids Mario thing, I can.
This is different.
You know what? You want to know what bothered me more? You want to know what bothered me more is when I heard that the new Pikmin game is supposedly a reboot, and I was like,
yeah, that I don't know. I don't really love that idea.
See, what would that even mean? You know what I mean?
I forgot.
I was like, we might as well jump into the rumors.
Let me get on the Mario thing. We talking about making a Mario RPG game, and you're gonna throw rabbits in it, like. Why don't you go back?
Make our Mario RPG.
Make our RPG, right? Like,
come on, rabbits are great, man.
It's square. Like, you can make it happen.
My perspective.
You gonna go to the rabbits? Like, come on. Man.
You know, my bigger issue though is that it's an RPG made by Ubisoft, and I'm sitting there going.
I think it would be a Nintendo-made RPG. Not
no, they said based on the rumors.
I think it's
they said Nintendo is going
overseeing. Yeah, she's
I didn't hear that. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
However, I will say that if the rumors are true, let's just say, that's a day one purchase for me because
you're weak, son. That's why.
Come on, listen. Who doesn't want? I'm starving for a 3D Mario. So the fact that we could get a 3D Mario on launch. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
And
Robert's a Rabbids fan. That's fair.
You have goddamn rabbits.
But if it's 3D, all right, I get the Rabbids game, but let's not count that real quick. But if it's just 3D Mario at launch, which I bought, every Nintendo console you buy it for the Mario game at launch. Some didn't have now, like the Wii, but that's a reason for you to buy a system. But if it's just that, and then it's ports, and let's say these ports are not, especially, which is not going to be the case, because that's Splatoon and Mario Kart footage look. Different from the 2 seconds we've seen. But if it's just that, and let's say Zelda comes out in November, because they say summer, Zelda will never come out in summer. They will never.
You don't think so?
Zelda.
You don't think it could be like
they're not going to waste a game that could be sold in November holiday season.
But here's the thing: I actually disagree with it being impossible. It's not wasted
in March.
summer.
Well, they could do that Pokemon Stars thing for November though, and that would sell a ton.
Yeah, but it's like
a game that looks like a spruce. I don't see I get that it's Pokemon, but I still don't see the big holiday game being a spruced up DS game, not even a spruced up Wii.
I think it'll be
if it was a brand new game.
I think it's Splatoon 2 will be, or Mario Kart 9 will be.
I agree with that.
No, but those don't exist according to the rule. I'm saying if the rumors are
if the rumors are true,
and you're gonna there's like, all right, look, as much as I love 3D Mario, why bother if I'm gonna be sitting here in a draw? I've already done this before. Like, why sit? I'll just wait. The game.
Well, because it comes out
when I buy the system. Hell, it'll probably be bundled in. Come the time Zelda comes out, so it's like, what's the point?
Wouldn't that new mechanic break Mario Kart 8? Like this with the the extra items in some way?
It would be a different game. Well, you have to go in and change the whole thing.
You have to go in and you have to go in.
You would kind of have to change a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, let's approach it this way. First, we're going to start with just the fact that everybody now is putting a lot more stock into these rumors because of the Eurogamer one was correct. But the thing I want to point out is no one leaked any games that were going to be in the Switch trailer. No one leaked a new 3D Mario game or Skyrim or anything. So why do people all of a sudden think that games are getting leaked now? But it just seems people are more eager to believe them because the Eurogamer one was right about the Switch, and people seem to have forgotten all those incorrect rumors.
Because I brought that up as well. There was a couple of right rumors, but there were so many more.
80% of them were wrong.
Remember all those patents?
Listen. If a pothead, right, wants to smoke weed and all you give him is grass, he's probably gonna end up smoking the grass, and he's gonna lie to himself and tell himself that's marijuana. You see what I'm saying? These people are junkies. Marijuana. They're junkies. They can't wait. Like Nintendo says, listen, this is the thing. January 12th. Do you know how close January 12th is to when they reveal the Switch? Yeah. And then people, it's like, y'all can't even wait. No, the rumor this, rumor that, rumor this. Like, when has software rumors ever been true? Like, I really want to know this.
Rarely.
Nintendo games are being made in Japan behind closed doors, and somehow some person over here knows it. Why would anyone in North America, why would Bethesda, why would any developer know what Nintendo's working on? When sometimes Nintendo's own developers don't know, oh, I didn't know that team was making that. But somehow, some way, some random person knows. And look, we could be wrong, but I highly doubt it, because if that is the case, then basically Nintendo just decided to turn into an industry whore and do what the rest of the industry is doing. How many times has Nintendo done that? Everybody else is making ports, so let's apply these rules to that. So
even
also,
when we really wanted it, like GameCube stuff, we never got any of that.
Yeah.
We got Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD, but that was only because they couldn't get the Zelda out in time. That was the only reason we got those. So,
and look, I said Mario Kart in 2017. I said Splatoon 2 in 2017. I said 3D Mario in 2017, along with Breath of the Wild. Well, we thought Breath of the Wild was going to be this year, but we all thought it was going to be ported to the Switch no matter what, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this 1,000 times. All those things were basically in that trailer. Does that mean I'm some like, oh, some Nostradamus? Like, no, it was obvious. Like
it was obvious.
I
was bringing that up recently too. So many of these things, anyone could pull a rumor like some of these out of their hat and have it be more than a 50% chance.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Especially
they're going to port Smash Brothers.
Rumors.
Wow, you're such a prophet.
Yeah, whoa.
Xenoblade didn't sell well, so of course they'd want to. Like that's how these rumors are coming. They're not coming from a source. They're coming from a guess based on what the Wii U did. Oh well, Tokyo Mirage didn't sell well. Oh, that's coming as a port. Like that's how these
Retro is in Texas. But somehow they can get leaks from Japan. But what they doing? They're right there. Tell me what they doing. Oh, you don't know because you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And then saying the price points, I'm almost certain that Nintendo doesn't even know the price point. I mean, they do.
They've said that.
Because it's coming out in March.
Kimishima literally said that. Right now, they haven't made a
decision.
decision. They're not going to sell it at a loss, but they are listening to people for what they think it should be sold at.
And we giving you Splatoon for free.
They haven't made that decision yet.
Yeah, we're going to give you Splatoon for free.
Yeah, you don't think some of these retailers do that on purpose? Just get traffic to their sites?
Yeah.
Like, put up a price for a new thing coming out?
Yeah.
That's a thing they do.
They usually have to, though, because they can't just put something else.
Yeah, exactly. And they have to on some of the stuff,
They usually put like $5.99, and the date is always December 31st, that's always the
thing.
Yeah,
Nintendo only told,
December 31st.
Of Canada that this is going to be the price. Come on.
It's like it's going to be $250. This is the funny part. They say they don't want it to be the Wii, but somehow this thing turns into the Wii U and even crazier. It's cheaper than the Wii U ever was, but it does way more than the Wii U. It's as strong as the PS4, supposedly. You know what I mean? Like, so
yeah, it's supposed to have all those features online
plus
and all this
screen, like a nice 720p or higher screen.
So basically, Nintendo wants to be bankrupt by 2018.
Wasn't that the problem with the Wii U gamepad? It was like the thing was over $100.
Don't be a Wii U, but we want 2 SKUs.
But
hold on,
and the gamepad has nothing in it. It's just a streaming device.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't. This thing is the console, and you think it's gonna be the cost of a 3DS? Like if it is, I'd be really surprised.
Yeah, and let's get back to the port thing, because it's like that does sound like a PlayStation PS4 owner trying to think of a good rumor to start for the Switch, because all of those ports, like, what was the full list? It was Mario Maker, Xenoblade.
It was all the obvious.
I want to play that, so
yeah, the obvious ones plus those two.
Splatoon, and it's like, why would they make Splatoon port that has so many new elements, all that new clothing, like shorts, hairstyles? Like, to me, that's a lot of work for Splatoon 1.5.
I mean, that's a great those elements are nice little upgrade touches for a sequel. That's how you make a sequel look like new, fresh. It's got a whole new coat of paint, no pun intended.
Yeah,
I mean, like, that's exciting for people in a part 2, but like not a port. That's so weird.
And the fact that I fully believe Splatoon 2 is coming and not a port, that puts everything else on that list as complete BS to me.
The game was made in a year. Somehow they have 2 years to work on the new game, but instead what they're doing is giving you the old game. That doesn't make sense.
Like, and who outside of Nintendo would know Splatoon, whatever 1.5 they're calling it, even though I think it's a sequel? How would they know that it's going to be a pack-in title at this point? Like, how does that rumor leak?
I
would think only like maybe 10 people have an idea what they're going to put in the box.
The only thing I could see is like the Wii U had digital Wii games, and somehow the Switch has digital Wii U games that you can, and it just plays with.
But they're gonna use that to promote their new console.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just don't see
How
it.
would anybody know that? Is what I'm saying. Like how
Like-
that's something that you would think would leak. Yeah, hardware. What it looks like. They saw it at E3. That stuff will get out. But
As
to
a
know
Nintendo
what's going to
fan
be in
in
the
30
box.
years? 30 years of playing Nintendo, of seeing Nintendo reveal stuff, delays, and all of that good stuff. 30 years of it. Not, pretending 30 years like I read it. No, actually 30 years of living through it. It's like, this sounds like the most non-Nintendo system of all time.
It does.
You know what I mean? And when you look at the Switch, it doesn't look like a non-Nintendo. It looks like a Nintendo system.
Yeah.
But all the rules that people are making for it, it just doesn't sound like Nintendo. Like, these are developers who pride themselves on always bringing something new to each iteration of a franchise. You know, it's like, we're not just gonna make Zelda look like Twilight Princess 50 times. You know, we're gonna make it look like Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild. Same thing with Mario. We'll go to the Galaxy. We'll go Sunshine. All of a sudden now, we've had 3 years of just sitting on our hands, putting out nothing really. And yeah, we just weren't developing new games, even though we knew we had hardware coming.
Yeah, it's like, why wouldn't there be a 3D World port? Like, if it's just in the games that people list, they're all the highest selling other than Xenoblade. Mario Maker, Splatoon were 4.5, 5 million. Mario Kart, Smash were 5 and 8. Or 8 and 5, and they're all huge selling games. They don't need to make. They've made tons of money off those games.
I'll tell you why, man. It's called Kinishima. He's a very Americanized Japanese CEO, and he's all about that money. He's not some kooky former developer that worked at HAL Laboratories. He is a businessman, and that's why.
And you know who he answers to? You know who's in his round table? Nothing but developers.
Nothing but developers, right? So it's just like. That's what That's what they're thinking. They're thinking, well, he's a different dude than Iwata was. He would, he's trying to, be profitable and make the money. Like Iwata didn't do that.
What did he basically say? I'm just going to continue steering the ship that was already basically on the water, and it's that's going to its destination.
You ain't gonna come in there and
you know what?
Yeah, I think they've done very little to stray from Iwata's motions. Like, I think that a lot of that's still in place.
Yeah, there's been no time to stray. If they would have strayed even a little bit, the system would have never came out in March.
Yeah, we'd still be waiting on a reveal.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think he's staying more true to Iwata's vision than a lot of people thought. And
no, man, he's a Yakuza boss. There's a whole. He wants to make that money, unlike anybody else. I guess.
I would ask you: do you think Iwata didn't see that 3D Mario game?
Oh, he saw it.
Do you think he didn't see Mario Run? Do you think he wasn't the one who inked that deal with Apple?
Of course he is.
Right? Like, so it's the most ridiculous, like, and it's just crazy to me that the internet, like, you see even people saying, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to sell all of my Wii U games since they're all getting ported to the Switch. Who said that? Who said that? Oh, some random person on the internet said that.
It could be true, but we don't know that that's true. Why would you take this stuff and run with it?
I wish they sell it. So when they want to get those games again, they see that, oh, man, Pikmin costs $150?
Yeah.
Like,
tell you what, right now the first Pikmin about cost that. I've been trying to find it for my girlfriend, and it's impossible.
The Wii versions. Did they redo the first Pikmin or just Pikmin 2 on Wii?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Oh, yeah, they did do 1 and 2. Yeah.
They're on the eShop, but he don't like digital games, right?
That is definitely true.
Yeah,
but again, it's for my girlfriend. She wants it on the GameCube. That's.
See, I would never play with the controller ever again.
Oh, you went back?
Me neither.
Yeah,
like,
that's going to be impossible to find.
Yeah, I can't go back
for less than $80. It is impossible to find. It's really tricky.
So, anyone else have any thoughts on, like, if those ports, let's say that's the first 6 months, to me, like, I'm right where Red is, like, I'm not super excited to buy it day one, even because there's going to be, the third-party games are going to be older games, like, from this holiday season or before, maybe a few exclusives. To me, that doesn't sound like a very good first
and it's been kind of dry this year.
Sounds a lot like Wii U. Sounds a lot like Wii U's launch.
Except with, more ports. If the Wii U had a bunch of Wii games other than...
Right. Well, that just meant like ports from third parties and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But look, Mario games are literally my favorite games, right? The 3D Mario games. Mm-hmm. It'll be super hard to be like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to get it, bro. Because I know it's like, I'm going to have this system. I'm going to play this system for the next 5 years, But it's like, I don't want to sit there, beat that game in basically 2 weeks' time, probably twice. and then just be sitting there like, yeah, I'm not gonna get that port. That I already have it on my shelf. Why would I go out and buy that? I'm just going by the way these rumors make it sound. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not appealing at all. It's like, look, I'll just get ukulele, play this for my 3D platformer fix, and just wait it out.
It's the people who are quote unquote excited or all that stuff. They'll say, well, this isn't for you. Well, I can only speak for me. We're only speaking for ourselves, what we would want and what we like. Obviously, we understand that a lot of these games didn't get played by a lot of people because of the Wii's install base. But we're speaking from Nintendo fans, like who already have these games already.
Well, and Nintendo fans who also won't be getting rid of these games.
And
I'm never getting rid of my Wii U or these games.
And these games have all sold better than almost every PlayStation 4 exclusive, period. I think the only one that did over 5 million was The Last of Us Remastered, which that's not even technically exclusive. But so how can you say, well, these games didn't sell well enough where they need to do it for the people that didn't? And it's like they already sold better than any other exclusives this gen. And it's like, to me, I'd say you guys missed the boat. Now you're going to play you're going to play Mario Kart 9 and Splatoon 2, and I'd say forget the people.
Or let them download it on the eShop.
I mean, digital stores don't exist with these people. I don't understand that.
I wouldn't start Xenoblade Chronicles over again. No way in hell anytime soon, maybe 20 years from now or something. But
I wouldn't. I got 35 hours only in it. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't start it over.
And a lot of these people were the same people making fun of like PS3 for their HD collections from their last gen, and PS3 or PS4 because of the HDer versions. Like all these people were making fun of that stuff, and to see them flip flop.
A lot of the Nintendo fans like myself.
It's interesting
because I truly don't agree with a bunch of last gen ports coming to a new system. I'm not going to suddenly give Nintendo a pass because it's Nintendo.
Yeah, I agree. I do think, there could be room for a couple. Like, I wouldn't be upset if if two of these games, like Smash Brothers and Splatoon, if there were some sort of like cheap half price like ports, I'd be like, okay, like I see what they did there, and that's smart to a degree. But there's no reason to think that if other companies get shit for it, that we couldn't do the same for Nintendo.
Smash is like
it's not what I want Nintendo to do. I want them to be making new stuff. I really
Smash Wii U is near perfection. Like obviously do some online stuff that would gas it up a little bit,
right?
But like some of these other games are like there's not. I forgot what I was trying to say.
We're doing the podcast. Like Smash, to me, the only thing that works for is that it's already at the highest I think Smash could get. So, like waiting for Smash 5.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was
less sense.
Right.
Yeah. To me, I'm sure y'all saw the video where I gave my reason for the Mario Kart because Iwata said they was working on new DLC and we never got it.
Mm-hmm.
And we know Sakurai is making something, but Mario Kart, Smash, and I like Splatoon. Yeah, Splatoon could be a Splatoon with more stuff, but those games to me is like, fine, because I really do feel those games you would just basically develop on top of them because they're so perfect. Like Mario Kart's mechanics, you could add stuff to it, but the way the car feels, the drift and everything, that doesn't need to be touched at all. Like they perfected it finally, in my opinion. But still, it just doesn't make sense to just like all of a sudden lazy Nintendo was going to get these people excited for Nintendo.
Well, I will say the one thing that was brought up in the rumors that I find the most interesting is that at least one of the rumors mentioned that I think specifically in referring to Splatoon and probably Mario Kart, they were like, Nintendo is blurring the line between a 0.5 port and a sequel. Like it's to the degree where they're adding so much stuff that it isn't necessarily a sequel, but it's more than like what a 0.5 port would be.
Well, let me point this out.
Is that blurred?
Yeah, blurred to make the sequel.
DLC was 1.5 for us.
So let me throw this at you. Maybe the confusion is they're not just saying Splatoon 2. They're just taking Splatoon and this is going to be a newer, like, what do they call those, like in movies where it or not, it's like it's not going to be
like the Blu-ray release or something?
It's not going to be a new numerical sequel. It's going to be Splatoon and have a subtitle, it's going to basically build upon.
So it's basically
it's a sequel, but
the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah, like
just have a subtitle. Splatoon, the Inkening.
You know,
yeah, but no, I mean because like that, those movies were made as one, then they just chopped them, into three.
That's
so
true.
that's basically what they.
I don't know if Splatoon is that deep that they would do it that way, though. I think
what I'm saying is like instead of just calling it Splatoon 2, like they're just seeing if somebody saw something, maybe they're just going with Splatoon and gonna give it like a subtitle, and it's gonna.
Oh yeah, I don't expect it to be called Splatoon 2. How many?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Numbers.
And like Mario Kart could be
just Pikmin, really.
Instead of Mario Kart numerical sequels now, that's just Mario Kart, and they're just gonna make changes, whether it be go out and buy the physical or download DLC.
Yeah, the numerical thing is new to
it's
Mario
kind of like what Pokemon does, where Pokemon has like 8 generations, but they don't call them generation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just say, Black and White, Sun and Moon. They just go by different names.
Right.
Yeah. So this could be. And more so than those games, though, they could actually include a lot of stuff from the original, but then enough that would be a sequel, but everything's together in almost kind of almost like not a game of the year, but just like they're just combining a sequel and the original game and just.
That would also explain
the splattening.
Yeah,
that would explain why the whole thing with the Pikmin situation, where it's like. Because it was first the reboot rumor, and then they were like, they're just not calling it Pikmin 4. Well, it could be just another situation where they're
just the reboot. It's not like it's some super heavy story game.
No, there's nothing to reboot.
Yeah, to me,
reboot.
if it actually qualified as a reboot, that scares me because it means it's not going to play like Pikmin.
Yeah, they would have to like take.
I say there's no reason to reboot that series. That's what I don't understand. Why
it doesn't need to be rebooted.
Maybe they just saw the Pikmin, the 3DS Pikmin. Was no, that's the Pikmin for the Switch.
See, to me, that's kind of a reboot, taking the Pikmin formula into a 2D plane.
True.
That's not a reboot. That's just
more of a spin-off.
Yeah.
But if that was like, wow, we love how this plays in 2D, let's take it in this direction. I mean,
you're not going to do that because you had a million people.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say, would that be considered a reboot, you think?
You can reboot. Look, you can reboot Metal Gear, Uncharted, Halo. These games with crazy story.
God of War.
Yeah, God of War is getting rebooted. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna reboot Super Mario. How would I know? The game starts, he's gonna go save Peach. I mean, that happens in every game.
They reboot every
single one is rebooted. That makes no sense. It's gonna be a different planet. Olimar and friends are landing there. This is a reboot.
Well, and that's building off of what Terrell you were saying. It's what I also brought up on my. I talked about so much this shit on my video, but I think that what could have happened if there was any truth to these rumors, which I don't really think there is, but if someone saw something about Pikmin behind the scenes, they might have just seen a subtitle. Like what you were saying, Juice, and maybe someone ran with the subtitle. It's called like Pikmin, the Alien's Revenge. And they're like, oh, that means it's a reboot because it's not called Pikmin 4, which it still might play just like a Pikmin game, but now there's just a subtitle instead of the
think about
4.
it, because there was always the 3DS, not with Pikmin, but for some of these games, there was the 3DS version, and then a few years later, you got the console version. That's where Mario Kart 7 and 8, and because they have, if these teams are joined and we potentially could get 2 Mario Kart games on the Switch on the same generation for the first time, don't go Mario Kart 9 and 10, just go Mario Kart whatever and just
Triple
build it.
Dash.
The next one have everything from the previous one, but also the same amount of stuff new, and instead of like completely starting from scratch every time. I don't know. It's just a theory on why a couple of those.
Well, also, I think it's just that they understand that when you get into number sequels, you start intimidating like
new users,
casual fans.
Buyer, yeah,
because it's like, oh, it's Mario Kart 10, and you're just kind of.
I didn't play the other 9. What the?
Is what we want me to do? Or it's like, or something, or something that is niche is like Pikmin. It's like Pikmin 4, and you're kind of like, do I need to play the first 3 games?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the Nintendo fan answer is yes, you need to play those games. But
I don't think so.
Yeah, imagine if they numbered. Imagine if they numbered.
No, I mean just in terms of quality games. I don't mean necessarily in terms of story.
Yeah, he's just saying they're so good. You should have.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. But like,
if what makes it a reboot is changing the name, then wasn't Zelda 2 Adventure Link a thing?
Yeah, I mean every Zelda game.
No, but Link to the Past, they dropped the 3. They didn't go 3, 4. So I guess they've all been reboots, man.
I think Breath of the Wild's kind of a reboot-ish, but
Or
Still.
Skyward Sword, you could say the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, but here's the thing: like Zelda Breath
was
of
a
the
reboot
Wild.
then.
Breath of the Wild
It's
is a
completely
reboot in
different.
terms of like gameplay and context, but I bet they're gonna link it into the story, which is how it won't actually be that.
And is it
But I
really,
see what
or
you're
is
saying,
it?
Juice.
I mean, but is it really a reboot, or is it they just booted the series back to what it was supposed
I think
to
it's
be?
just an
Mhm.
evolution. It's not even a
Yeah.
reboot; it's just an
Yeah.
evolution.
Yeah,
Back boot.
it's a back boot.
Back boot. You got some in the back boot.
Yeah. So
Oh god.
I said my latest Juice opinions. How I was telling you guys this whole time I didn't think Zelda was a launch title ever because they just said 2017, and everyone was just like, it's just saying Zelda's gonna be there at launch. Zelda's in March. Like I just couldn't believe how many videos, IGN, articles or whatever, YouTubers just associating Zelda with March and even saying it's coming out in March.
My
And
reason
over.
was based on one thing, and it was called the Wii U. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna make me wait until fall of next year for a Wii U game. Like, that's crazy. Why even?
For what it's worth,
like Red said, you might as well just cancel that Wii U version if I'm gonna have to wait till next
that's
fall.
true.
Well, they probably
That's
still
why
need to cancel
You're
it
not gonna even
anyway.
be able to find Wii U's eventually. Because like, why even put out the game? And it's crazy to me to think. Imagine, Majora's Mask was one of the last games Nintendo made for the 64. Imagine if Majora's Mask would have came out after Pikmin, after Luigi's Mansion, and after Smash Brothers Melee.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. It's
That's
the
when
reason
the Wind
why
Waker ended
oh,
up coming
Animal
out,
Crossing is supposed to come out. You know what? Never mind. Let's just put it on GameCube.
I tell you what. Honestly, we're sitting here talking about this, but I genuinely still think Zelda will make the launch. I don't really believe this. I think it's going to
Same
happen.
here.
I'm still on March. I'm still
I
thinking.
will not
it's March.
believe it.
Yeah, I won't
Again,
believe it
it's
until
a
Nintendo
software.
says otherwise.
This is a software rumor, so
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even without the rumor, I've been telling you guys, I don't.
yeah, you said it. Yeah,
I don't know why everyone just associated with March when it clearly just said 2017.
Well, and that's why I think it's.
I don't think they know when it's going to come out at this point.
No,
I just
think
said
Nintendo
March
does.
because
I think
it-
Nintendo knows. It's March. I think it's going to be.
well,
It's March. Yeah.
Here's the thing:
March.
like,
They
it's
know
not
it.
so crazy for us to think that. It's not like they haven't done that before.
Yeah.
They did it with the Wii.
And
so
for the love of God, this game has been delayed 113 times. Like
A whole generation.
Yeah, it's not like we
Yeah.
all know Nintendo won't force out a game, especially a Zelda game, if it's truly not ready. But I think that everything has been already pre-planned and structured and scheduled, including the Switch release, to make sure Zelda finally gets into people's damn hands. Because it's been long enough. They gave us the blowout at E3. This game is coming out in March with the Switch.
March will
It's
be an
coming.
educated
and they
guess.
know it now.
Yeah, it was only the reason for March is it was an educated guess based on the fact that it would be really weird to release a Wii U game after you just released a new console. It would just be.
They already stopped making Wii U's. Damn it, they ain't gonna.
Ask any game of this. What game did they show at E3 2016? The first thing you're gonna say is Zelda before you even remember anything else for any other console. Zelda. That was the big game of E3, and somehow, some way, we're not going to be playing
Gonna
it.
go to another E3 with Zelda.
I wanted to.
Yeah, they can't do that again. That's so true. They can't.
But
do
we
another
dedicated a
E3.
whole E3 to it. We've taken it to other events around the world. Let people play this. Why? If you're not even going to let us really play the game,
And that took time. Like if this is getting delayed, then I'm upset that you did that at E3 because it takes time to make that demo. Time that you should have been working on the damn game.
I believe that.
Could have also been a bit of a beta too for getting people's feedback. 'Cause they said they've already tweaked some of the attacks and stuff to make it a little more challenging.
Sure.
I mean,
that's true.
it's crazy. A beta at the end of the console generation.
See, I don't even. What difference does it make if it launches in March with the Switch, or if it launches in June? The Wii U version is still getting overshadowed by a new console version.
No, but the thing is, it's so many. It's like new games going to be coming out. I just can't believe.
I'm not saying that's what I want.
Everybody can buy a Switch at launch. A lot of people, maybe they can't get one. It happened with the Wii. I mean, they sold them 1.5 million Twilight Princesses for GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't have been the case if it came out the following the following fall.
Year.
Yeah.
No way. They would have sold
probably.
nothing on GameCube at that point.
So I'm just saying that I've never really felt March just the way that they've worded it, but I'd love it if it was. The reason I took that rumor a little more to heart because that's what I've been saying. I think the 3D Mario game is done, and I predicted that with you guys a couple.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, I was just trying to explain why people would think March. That's all.
Yeah, I know why people would think it, but to me, I never.
It wasn't because of
associated
IGN.
March.
I didn't think it because of IGN when everybody was just saying March.
I'm just talking about every YouTuber you got. I mean, you Red Knight included were just saying March, and I was like, man, it never said March. So I was just like, I'm not going to be.
Never did.
I would never think Nintendo would be this idiotic.
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid.
Listen, if this is how long it takes to make this kind of Zelda game, please Nintendo, never make another
Never
one.
do it again.
And I mean, I don't give a damn what anybody says. Oh, big open world, fuck that. I'd rather have 10 Ocarina times, 10 Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Link Between Worlds, than have one of these every decade.
For real.
But what if it's the greatest game of all time?
Well, it's gonna live on in history as the greatest.
Ocarina of Time.
I would like to now formally announce my retirement as the champion. I will never come back.
But Ocarina got delayed a few times as well. So
Yeah, it got officially delayed.
Yeah, that was a different time, though.
Ocarina still came out on its console that it was being promoted for.
Right.
Breath of the Wild, according to these people,
And another one came out 2 years later, or a year later, a little over a year later. So
Yeah, and on top of that, we got
2 years.
2
We got
years.
two of
Yeah, it was October.
I think we could
read-
see this similar. I think they could take the Breath of the Wild work they've done and push out a more of a sequel like or a spin-off like Majora's Mask.
Oh, good. More enhanced ports.
No, I know what you mean. That's exactly what I hope. Because I was gonna say,
Yeah,
we can't go this one generation with Breath of the Wild as our Zelda game.
Oh, no.
That's unacceptable.
Well, we went a whole generation without a Zelda
No, I
game.
mean, we got
I'm-
we got Link Between Worlds, obviously.
Oh, well.
If Nintendo's generations keep lasting the 4 or 5 year norm, like I'm totally okay with one Zelda every generation. I'd like more, but I wouldn't be disappointed if we get just Breath of the Wild for the Switch.
But this isn't
But
truly
that
the
would
Zelda
be
for this
one
generation.
Zelda for 2 generations.
And
Right.
that's a good point, and that's why you
That's
get
the
into the weird
difference,
thing
yeah.
with how Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword kind of played out, and we kind of got lucky, but we did get the one kind of half-assed like previous gen port. So you make a good point with this really being a Wii U game that's getting enhanced for the Switch, but I mean we're gonna be playing on the Switch. It's our Switch Zelda. And
They
I
should have
think
delayed
it's-
Skyward Sword for the Wii U's launch.
And
That would've
saying
been very
enhanced is kind of debatable because you're taking off all the Game Pass support that we know was there.
Yeah, and that makes me very sad, man. I'm definitely
Yeah.
definitely weeping for the lost gamepad support for Breath of the Wild.
I already made my video on that stuff.
Yeah, it's really
Come
really
on now,
tragic.
Numa.
It's tough, man. No one really feels like we do, though. Everyone else could give two craps about the gamepad, so it's just one of those things, you know.
Well, they always felt that way.
It's a
Oh, wait a
shame, 'cause
minute. No,
How
they
you gonna
didn't.
how you gonna do Mario Maker on the
Yep.
Switch?
I brought
That's-
that up in my
You're
video.
essentially relegated. If you want to play it like you played the Wii U version, you have to play it like a
undock
handheld.
it.
like
On
a
the
hand.
touch
You wanna talk about-
undock it?
I want to talk about
Can't, like,
inconvenient.
build it in, put it back in.
Yeah, you're playing it as a handheld. pretty
You can
much.
do it. Just use a damn controller. It's clunky. It's gonna be clunkier. But
Yeah. Or if,
Or
if
they could
those
do
if
that-
those
that
Joy Cons are
yeah.
new generation Wiimotes, you know.
So that's not going to be ideal.
that's not good. That's gonna suck.
Or-
no, it's not gonna be ideal. I'm just saying.
But
I will-
3DS. We've seen 3DS support on Wii U games, but that's again, you expecting somebody to have 100 ice in order to play your goddamn Mario game.
Mm.
But,
Still, if
you know,
Just Dance is coming to the
Stop.
Switch.
Stop.
No, hold on. The reason I'm saying is because you need some kind of motion,
No, you
and
don't.
maybe the Joy-Con.
No, you don't. They
don't.
use
Can
phones
you
on the
know?
other
Just Dance's on other consoles too. They ain't got no motion.
Yeah, they have the camera and then the Connect,
Yeah, I think it needs those.
No, some of them actually
That
use
is-
selfies too.
and some of them use their phones also.
Oh yeah, that is a gimmick for that shit.
So I'm just saying, you never know.
but I will say,
It's
when Mario
it's a good
Maker-
point. It's a fair point.
As far as Mario Maker is concerned, when that game came out, I said that should just be included with every Nintendo system moving forward, like on an OS level, like just the ability to create Mario levels and play other people's online. But getting back to when people were defending the gamepad, then they trashed it. What sounds worse is having the gamepad in your lap, make your level quickly, hit the minus button and start playing it, look up on your TV and play it, or having to undock the Switch to make your level with the touch screen, if it, assuming it has one.
Well, the
They-
thing is,
That feels
these
pretty
people,
good. Let me get up and put it back in the dock. and
Exactly.
grab my Pro
Yeah.
controller.
Yeah,
sit
the
back
thing is, the
down.
people who are probably
you could just play it on
making
the
up this
screen.
stuff, these people aren't thinking that deeply into it. They're not thinking that far ahead.
Well, yeah, you could play it on the screen, but for the people that it's inconvenient to have the Wii U gamepad and the TV, now you got to get up and undock your game just to play Mario Maker and then redock
Well, and
it.
you'd have to
Yeah,
play it
that
in your
would be
hand.
crazy.
People obviously don't want to play with the game on the screen in their hand.
Yeah, it's to me that like
You
Mario
have to make
Maker,
compromises no matter which way you go.
it doesn't make sense moving forward to have Mario Maker unless it's just a little something that's included with the system.
You know also doesn't make sense? Put Mario Maker on 3DS and not having any online features. That doesn't make
I
sense.
know
That's dumb as hell too.
So I don't ever put anything out of the realm of possibility when you do shit like that.
that is true. You can only share levels through Street Pass, which
I mean,
That's so
it is a
dumb.
Mario game, so it does have that appeal, and you can play all those levels. So I could, they want to squeeze a little extra money out of it on the 3DS. I
Yeah.
can see.
it looks like they didn't have to sacrifice anything for the making of the levels. Everything looks great, and then you can't upload them. Like what?
It's like,
That
come
sucks.
on, man.
That sucks.
It's like you run all the way up to the finish line and you get right there to the tape and you're like, fuck it, I'm done.
Don't worry, we're gonna get plenty of stuff like that on January 12th, where it's gonna be like, listen, look, missed opportunities right here. These are facts. These are not opinions. But if Nintendo puts out that Pro controller, first off, you can't put the word Pro if it doesn't have motion, because motion is part of the standard. That is a fact. If you get a phone that has motion, controls even have motions nowadays. I don't know what system you could buy. Well, Xbox probably doesn't have motion, but they aren't the standard for anything. You know what I mean? Except for charging for online.
Analog triggers be nice.
Well, I mean, we had those on GameCube.
I know.
The whole point is like, I mean, these rumors just sound so unappealing that I can't believe it's true. But anyway, like I was saying, the Pro controller, like if it doesn't have gyro in it, then Nintendo's really dumb, because I mean they had to sit there when they made that Splatoon mode and was like, hold on, so we gotta attach a Wii remote to it in order to get the kind of gameplay we get from the gamepad. Yeah, next time you should definitely have that built in.
About to say it better
I would be
because
disappointed.
that'd be some shit.
But I don't think that's going to be the case because it has that little photo button on the Pro
Well,
controller.
also considering like they want to push Splatoon as an esport. Well, most people who play Splatoon is about a 50-50 split between analog and motion. To completely kill out that side of the game is just kind of like,
I'm not buying it.
yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah,
I'll stop playing Splatoon if they take out much control.
Well, it's the same
I'm
thing.
glad enough that they're getting rid of the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, which is so many genres that are just going to be gone from consoles because gamers, they don't like anything new anymore. You know,
Well, it's like the whole Pikmin argument. It's like if I can't play Pikmin with a Wiimote, then it's like I'm not playing it.
I'm not playing it either.
Nah, I can't go back, man.
It's hard to play it with the.
Yeah, there's certain games like you just can't go back to a regular standard controller. And anybody who questions that, I would say to that asshole, because that's what that person is. I would tell you, the motherfucker, play every game that you own with a D-pad. I want to see how you feel.
Exactly.
Asking me to do. Listen, I've been there from the D-pad to only. I've been there from the big red button on Atari. You asking me basically to not accept the new ways to play, which is what's been happening my whole life. Now you want me to stay stagnant? And then he's be
what's better to control, the DS, the Mario 64, or the N64 version? Which one is better?
The one with the analog stick.
Exactly.
Because even that touchscreen, the thumb strap didn't work out for me too well either.
Nah, I didn't like that. It was too much.
And I'm seeing Retro Death saying that he plays fine without the gyros in Splatoon.
Same here.
And I mean, it's playable.
You can, but you're taking away an option that I had in Wii U.
I'd be shocked if it's 50-50. I would think it's like 65.
I think it's a little more than that.
Well, no,
I'm
I'm undershooting it, but I know that most people prefer gyro.
Man, you can drive a car with your feet. That don't make it a good idea.
Exactly. No, look, Retro Death said he only played one match with that. That's not even enough.
See, I don't know, man. I played, hundreds of hours of Splatoon with dual analog stick, and I was fine.
You're part of the 30%. Good for
You're
you.
not saying anything.
I would love to see
You're not saying anything we're not already saying.
No.
We're
I'm
already
just
saying
saying,
there's
I'm
a lot
just
of
saying
people.
that. And also, I played Pikmin with the gamepad, just regular gamepad.
Oh my
That's
god.
rough, man.
Now,
I
however,
mean,
I've never tried it with the Wii remote and nunchuck. I'm sure
You
it's
go
Oh my
try.
gosh, man.
Go try it. It's so much better.
It's
I'm
gonna
sure
blow
it
your
is.
mind.
I never tried it though. I just never
But
did.
no,
never
it's
go
like
back.
people, like look, I'm not saying take away what you like. I'm saying continue the evolution.
For sure. Well, that's why I think.
Well, like, no,
I think
that's
the,
it. Stop here because this is where I like it. But if that was the case, we would have never got a 64. We would have never got 2 analog sticks on the DualShock. We would have never got.
We're not asking you to learn the way we like it.
No, I know.
We're just saying don't take away the way we like it. You know?
No, I don't think they should
make us learn.
They should learn because it is better. It
Yeah,
is
that's fine. But what I'm saying is,
better. Fact, better.
you can still play it the way you want to, but I don't have the
it just
option
seemed-
to continue to play it the way I
Well,
want to.
it seems counterintuitive when the whole the whole gimmick of the Switch is another option that I don't have to play it in the house or I don't have to play it outside. I can play it either or. It doesn't make sense for your controller to take out an option.
I mean, options. People, we don't like options.
Let me
Well,
get
that's
some.
why I'm saying the Joy-Cons maybe could be motion control.
Well,
That
let's-
could be
I'm begging
I
on
hope
this.
so. I hope
Let's
so.
put it this way. In the reveal trailer, none of the people were actually playing a game, so you can't go by how they were holding the controller. But every one of them for Splatoon had a Pro Controller. Every single one. Not one person was using a Joy-Con. They had the thing on the stand or in the dock, and they had a Pro Controller. So
Well, I
that
think
tells
he's trying to
me.
make it look like a
point.
professional.
Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna say that's more of an esport thing.
I think that was just a
But
trailer
even when
thing.
they're sitting on the floor, like to me, that tells me.
it's
that-
an I think
it was just a trailer thing.
I think that's messaging. I just think that
I think that's more of an esport thing. They're just trying to push a competitive game.
Yeah,
Listen.
but why push the Pro Controller over the gyros if
Because
I'm telling you,
Pro
I think
gamers-
more people might play the dual analog.
Because programmers want to know. A lot of programmers want to know they can use their standard controller to play stuff, and they didn't want to confuse them with that. Like, it's like going into a Street Fighter tournament and using Joy-Cons. Like, and that would have been to kind of the equivalent. Like, no,
I'm gonna call right now that was them saying the Pro Controllers. What you want to play with Splatoon because that has gyro and the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, that's
don't.
what
I'm kind of with Juice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I want to hope. I want to believe. I need to.
I would like to play the Joy-Cons like motion controls though. I think it'd be a lot better. It'd feel more like a Wii remote and nothing.
Yeah, it feel like to me. It feel like an evolution of the Wiimote because the Wiimote had a tether between it that can sometimes mess you up in games. I mean, obviously, I know that isn't most people. I'm just saying some people that could be viewed as cumbersome. If you,
what has Nintendo really abandoned though from their controls? That's why I don't see Nintendo like, oh yeah, we're not going to do this. Like, listen, we played Skyward Sword with motion controls. Aiming was made quicker. Played Ocarina of Time with motion controls. Aiming was made quicker on the 3DS. They did the same with Majora's Mask, and they did it with Wind Waker, and they did it with Twilight Princess. Then you're gonna tell me with the next game, nope.
Well, then also, and
you just got me comfortable for basically half a decade.
But do you remember? I'm sure you remember, Red. Al Newman talking about, right before the Skyward Sword came out, how this is how he wants Skyward, how he wants Zelda games to go.
I can't see myself going back.
That obviously isn't the case anymore, is it? So
I was gonna say that's the
kind
other
of
reason
that
why
worries me.
The other reason why I think there's motion controls in the gyros is actually because of Wii games. Essentially, you're saying there's a lot of Wii games you legitimately cannot play normally with like a controller without it being like a
Dolphin Emulator, man. You could play all that stuff.
Yeah, just watch OJ's videos. He's playing Metroid Prime 3 with. I'm like, man, that's the stiffest aiming I've ever seen. I'm like, oh,
well, no, what I mean is
the controller.
If you're doing like virtual console stuff, they're not gonna retool the game.
3.
Yeah, you can't play Prime 3 with a controller.
Yeah, you can play with a
Only
controller.
one and Dolphin.
Jesus Christ!
He emulated.
Yeah, emulated. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I will say.
Let me get this straight. Wait, Juice.
Drive a car with your feet if you
Wait, Juice. Let me get this straight. This man hated motion control so much he fucking emulated the game just so he wouldn't have to play with.
Yeah, and it looks so awkward, and the aiming is just so it's hard to
The game
watch.
wasn't designed for that shitty controller.
Exactly.
I mean,
I
it's
just wanna
jumping to
say, though,
conclusions.
That one is being stubborn.
Maybe it's someone else's footage. We're jumping to conclusions. Like you
Oh,
never
it's
know.
somebody
That footage.
You never. I'm just saying. I mean,
Wait, I just
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
say
it- I
that.
think it
Think
is.
about this. You know what they don't have on the Joy-Cons is a wrist strap.
Mm-hmm.
Just think
I
about
think
that.
they're
You
trying
don't
to
need one because your hand swallowed.
I don't
that
know,
bit.
man. I feel like everything that is motion control has a wrist strap. Every single thing in gaming.
Not the gamepad.
Yeah, the gamepad.
But you're not gonna throw around the game. Like it's not like what I mean.
can though, Robert. I can.
Hey.
I don't know, man. Because think about it, the Wii remote had a strap. I think the Move controls have a strap.
That doesn't
You know
remember.
The
But also
Vive
remember.
controllers have a
The
strap.
original DS has a strap. It ain't no motion control.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you
No,
guys
you
gotta
need a
remember.
Yeah,
So
it came with a strap. You know,
I think you make a really good point, Robert, but the reason why I don't think that means anything is because the Joy-Cons are also meant to be able to attach to the screen and be a controller.
I know.
And you can't have those straps all dangling
that
off
would be
of your
ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
would-
that's probably the
I
reason
mean,
why.
it'll be interesting because I feel like that
a good
could
point,
work
though.
against
I
it. though.
think
I don't
any
know.
gyro would be in the tablet itself. I don't
Put this.
Yeah,
put this,
I agree with that.
Put this on all the websites. Here's the rumor, right? We don't know everything about the Switch.
We don't know anything.
That's what they told us over and over again. Like, people put too much stock into, there's no kids in that trailer. You want to know why there's no kids? Because little Jimmy, he can't keep his mouth shut. He'll go to school and say, I just played the Switch. That's the reason why there was no little kids in that trailer. You think about it. How many trailer reveals had kids in them?
Like none.
Because the Wii, when the people were bouncing around and jumping around, and that was so Japanese still, that's a whole different thing. You know,
They didn't even see anything though. They were just pointing
That's
at.
what I'm saying. But on top of that, the Switch actually had the name on it. The Wii remote didn't in the first trailer.
Yeah, it was blank.
Remember, the guy even said it on Game Explain. They had the tape over the name, so that when they went to film, then they took off the tape. That's what I'm saying. The name, they knew the name. Like, it's just a whole different thing. Like, people are like, there's no kids in the trailer. They're not marketing nothing in that trailer.
And I mean, they're showing
It
Mario.
wasn't a commercial. It was a reveal trailer.
Yeah.
So
It's
anyway,
like watching January, when you see all these people going to be crying, oh my God, why are they showing little kids playing Just Dance? What is this casual bullshit? That's a video game console. It should be for everybody. If you want a console to be only for you, I don't know, man. I don't know what to call you, but
buy a PC.
not even like a PC is still. I don't know. I guess
A lot of kids on PC play Minecraft. They on PC too.
Yeah. What about those Minecraft kids?
It's
Yeah,
just
they're
stupid.
playing on
to me. Like,
tablets.
these people need to feel like vindicated. Like, I swear, these guys ain't never seen a vagina in their life, and probably never will, because they're so like I don't know, like they got to stick up their ass. Like, it's like, oh no, I gotta feel. That's what I feel like when they play video games. They just play it like this.
Jesus.
Like, calm down. Like, play the game, have fun. All these inviting, like, people, like, I can't believe that we're not going to get a Wii Sports, because
I know, right?
I mean, yeah, we sold 35 million. People don't want another one, huh?
I don't know why they didn't make.
Maybe had to go to Nintendo Land, yo.
Why didn't Wii U get a full-fledged Wii Sports sequel? That made no sense.
That's Nintendo's biggest failure in the history of their. Like, people would name this and they'll name that. Virtue Boy, no. The fact that they never capitalized on Wii Sports, which sold 100 mil because it was bundled, and then went and sold like 40 mil
By itself.
standalone, and we never made another one because.
Well, yeah, but
reasons.
didn't Wii Sports Resort end up not doing very well?
No, that's
what
what
Resort did great.
Yeah, so
Did
40
it?
million, I think, or 35.
Yeah.
35 million, something like that.
And they never capitalized. Listen, there's a reason why I want a sequel to that game, because it's one of the best party games of all time.
It's awesome.
And to think like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna make a new Wii Sports, and you're just gonna play with a regular standard controller.
I don't really think that Wii Sports would resonate on the Switch anymore. I just don't think.
Well, I
they-
meant on the Wii U. It should.
No, it
We're
doesn't
talking
need to
about
be
the Wii U.
No,
Sure.
I mean on the Switch. It doesn't need to be called Wii Sports. It could be called Switch Sports. That's what you do. You switch sports.
Well, yeah, but that's what Nintendo Land was. It was the Wii U version of that, and it didn't really make
No.
an
Yeah,
impact.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't at all.
Nintendo Land is a way shittier game than Wii Sports.
I actually prefer Nintendo Land to Wii Sports.
Yeah, I
Personally.
think I like
If you play-
Nintendo
I think it was a way
Go for the
better
medals
made
And all the
example.
achievements.
Yeah, but how many of those games were actually? Did you play extensively? I played a couple of them. More
Sure,
than
I
the
mean,
rest,
I didn't
but-
play anything extensively on Wii Sports, so I'm probably not the best person to
Yeah,
talk.
you're-
I didn't think Wii Sports was all that big a deal, other than it helped create the phenomenon. But I didn't play it a lot.
I can't
think
believe with
Nintendo
your
Land-
group of friends and all that you guys love to get together. You guys didn't play like I had people.
I mean,
we played Wii Sports for
Sports was
hours and hours.
So
That was a new golden eye for us.
We did the first probably week, and it was like, hey, this is really fun. This is really cool. But we were all immediately on to the next stuff, and we really didn't revisit it much.
No, but I'm saying like Wii Sports is an infinitely.
That's so
better
crazy. Because I was a little bit surprised. I went to visit my family in 2010 in New York, and I'm thinking, oh, these dudes, they're gonna have Xboxes and blah. Nope, he had a Wii, and they were still on that Wii Sports like crazy. Like
most people were.
played it,
I agree
like-
with you. Most people.
and these
were.
were like my cousin was probably the dude that introduced me to video games. Like he was like a hardcore gamer, and to see him in 2010
doing that shitty boxing,
crazy, like crazy weed, still like that to me solidified the fact that Wii Sports is that game. Like,
oh, it definitely was. I mean,
hope they
I
didn't.
didn't care for it. It didn't hold my interest because I always was like, okay, I understand the tech demo that is Wii Sports. I got the Wii. I'm ready for what the actual games are going to be. So I had no interest in going back to it ever again. But I get that most people. That was why the Wii was what it was.
Yeah,
the Wii Sports made.
I still play it once a week. I love.
And so,
Wii
that's what
do
I
you
was
really? Wow.
Yeah.
I
mean, that's great. That's totally great. I
love this
cool.
goodness.
The phenomenon of the Wii wasn't the Wii; it was the Wii Sports.
That's technically actually
it was
true.
the controller
Right.
in Wii Sports, and then when they made another one, those people showed up again, and that came out in 2009.
2009 was
9 or 10.
Resort.
And Nintendo didn't capitalize on Motion Plus at all.
They released that shitty ass
Fling Smash.
Wii Sports Club.
Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword.
I was talking about Wii Sports
It was
Club.
at the end already. Like it was done.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
so
Wii Sports Club.
The Wii Sports Club model where you like rent the game.
the stupidest
and-
thing ever.
That was the
and
worst thing
They
ever.
put no effort into any of it. I hope they didn't judge like not
They
making
probably
Wii
did.
Sports
probably
Resort
did.
2 off
And-
that trash.
And if they did, then they should judge Zelda sales on Triforce Heroes.
Well, that's what makes me
Judge-
nervous. This
They
is
should
what
judge
makes me
Pokemon
nervous
sales
for,
on Pokemon
Mystery Dungeon or something.
Yeah, Mystery Dungeon games.
Pokemon Rumble on the Wii
And they
U.
should judge
Oh.
Metroid.
Yeah, I was like Pokemon Rumble Wii U was so.
And they should judge
so
Metroid
bad.
on Federation Force because that makes sense.
Right.
No, they did that off of Other M. Man, come on now. Which is bad because Other M sold like 1 million if I remember right.
Yeah, it did sell
little
pretty well.
Mel.
My fear is for Star Fox. That's what I worry about. Is that they
Yeah,
gave
they're gonna judge Star
Zero.
Fox on Zero.
I
That's
don't
fine. No,
think.
they should.
I
They
sure
should.
hope they
They
don't.
probably should though. You know
I
what?
think they should. I think
They
they
probably should. Because a lot of these Star Fox fans were lying.
I personally don't think they should, but they probably will.
I don't mean to hijack, but let's think about how stupid Nintendo really is for a second. Yeah, because everybody knows I love Nintendo, right? And I hold them like some great messiah. But let's think about how stupid they really are. They came out with the Wii U, right? They've been getting flack for a whole generation about their mediocre online. They were going to have better online. They didn't come out with an online game till
Wii Sports Club, and it was terrible. You couldn't.
Club.
Wait, was that
Why
the
didn't
first?
they have Wii Sports Resorts
Yeah, that was the first.
at launch? Like
Either that or
that's a
Mario
new game.
Kart.
That doesn't even, you don't play that at the same time. It's turn based, so you could sit there, watch one person play, shoot their hoops, and then you go, and it would still be fun. The thing that will make it really fun though will be voice chat, because if you don't have it, then it's like really
And
not
being
that-
able to just have friends join your lobby and then have rematches
Oh,
with
that
randoms.
was so
Exactly.
terrible.
But then imagine having leaderboards and all of this good stuff, but they didn't even try. I don't know how you sell 35
That was a
million
panic.
of something and you don't try to do a new version.
Yeah.
That was a panic move for sure in 2013.
Maybe they were looking at what happened with the DS and said they were applying that to the Wii U, because a lot of those 20 million selling games on the DS, when they brought them back to the 3DS, they didn't
Yeah,
do it.
that's
Like the touch generation stuff, like
And that's when Miyamoto-
Brain Age and all that stuff didn't do anywhere near as good
But
on
Wii
the 3DS.
Very
Sports
true.
to me was never Wii Party, but yet somehow Wii Party got a better version. than
Oh
Wii
man,
Fit. And I know that game did really well. But I mean, all right, look, if NAC sold 35 mil, I bet you we would have been sitting right now on NAC 6. You see what I'm saying? Lesser sales have made way more games than Wii Sports, but Nintendo didn't capitalize on that. It's just
Even if, yeah, I mean, take the recognition, and they teased us with a little wave race in there, and just like I mean, even
It had
worse.
Wavy in there though. Remember that?
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm saying, but it wasn't great. But take it to the next level and say, all right, here's, and for the people that maybe didn't love the motion controls, well, you can steer obviously with an analog stick, you can steer a jet ski, but you could also use the motion, have both options.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
That's
same
why.
with
You
Mario
know what? That's why I believe that Wii Sports really was one of the most hardcore games of all time. But it was called casual. But I feel like Nintendo now is trying to actually pander to the casual. And by casual, I mean the guy who owns a PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. It's that small group of people who own like 5 games and then they usually trade the last Call of Duty in and they get the new one. Because I know a lot of PlayStation 4 owners and Xbox owners like who got literally on their shelf 3 games.
Well, yeah, my brother-in-law just told me he just bought Infinite Warfare, and he's like, the last game I bought was Black Ops 3. Like that, it's been a year.
They sell the last one for the new one.
And
I
he's
feel
got
like
two
that's what people are making that out to be. Like Nintendo's gonna pander to them. And I think about it, I'm like, because Wii Sports, something that brought that much people into play, and not once, it wasn't a fluke. It did it twice. You know, so it's like it's weird. Like now they don't want to do that. That was too hardcore. That's not working no more. The casuals don't like that. So we're gonna do, you know, this instead. It's weird that Nintendo.
Right. That was strange, yeah.
Moving on, let's get to these 5 questions we have and then wrap this up. Brownie Takeshi asked, what are you guys eyeing for Black Friday? I'm not looking for anything, so I don't know if you guys got anything that you've looking to pick up.
What about that PlayStation 4 Pro, man?
Yeah, that's already down to 360. If anybody, I don't know if it is today still, but Amazon.
No, it's not. I just checked.
It's back up.
I'm gonna try to get the all black DS.
Yeah, I want to get a 3DS for $100. That's nice.
I'll tell you what I'd love to find is an NES Mini. I'd probably buy one.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find that on Black Friday.
Yeah, I sure won't, but that's something that I would buy.
I want to buy one just to break it.
Yeah.
They do have, you know, Nyko or somebody has those wireless controllers you can get for it for $20.
I avoided talking about NES Mini because I hate that thing so much. To me, that is one of the dumbest things.
Yes,
I just can't believe Nintendo put that out. Like, you put out such a stupidly designed product.
Well, especially the Famicom one in Japan. They have miniature controllers because it has to fit on the system.
Because it has to fit.
And my same brother-in-law who buys Call of Duty every year with 2 Xbox Ones, I mean, I just can't even figure it out. He's like, I was going to buy NES Mini, but those controller cords are too short. He's like, I got no setup that would work for that. And he doesn't.
No human really does. Unless you're playing on your computer.
Because they got kids, they got a cat, they can't have an HDMI cord out running across the carpet and stuff. You just can't do it.
I understand that people are upset about it. I have a setup that works fine, perfectly fine.
And then people like, buy this for $60 and then buy a wireless control. Like, no, I'm not buying all of this garbage for games that I've played when they literally were new.
I already have all those games. I just want the damn box. Like, I just want it because it's cool to have that little.
I wanted to put it on eBay and make $100 because I don't care.
Oh, so you want to be an asshole?
Hey, if someone's dumb enough to pay it, I mean, should Nintendo have charged more? I mean, if people are willing to pay that much, I mean,
no, don't say it too loud. They will.
I'm just wondering, they could have got away with it.
It's not coming out in March, and look where we at now. You don't say nothing because they listen.
Yeah, you're the one that calls everything.
Well, yeah, did you see that eBay said that they sold like one every 18 seconds or something like that? It was crazy.
I mean,
that's why it wasn't a dumb product.
I wonder if Nintendo could have. Yeah. Well, at that point,
those are scalpers. Those are scalpers.
But at that point, it's just people were falling for the hype of it's a rare item thing.
Yeah.
Because anyone that pays $150, if they have any intellect at all, knows that the thing's $60 and there's going to be time. You know, they got a month before Christmas. Would at least try to wait a couple weeks, see if they could find one. Like, those people are just like, oh my god, this is a hot ticket item, and go out and buy it. Just like the amiibos, like people that bought Gold Mario for $80.
And I don't know what I know y'all were saying too. I don't know why people were so mad and saying like, oh, Nintendo didn't manufacture. They should have known how many. Like, it's a fucking NES Mini. These games have been available forever.
You can get every one of those games on your freaking Wii.
On anything, right?
Still, if they would have done.
Yeah, but this was really made for the people who wouldn't have a Wii and have virtual console games.
Yeah, well, they could wait. They don't got to rush. He's like, I need it now.
I agree, but they're obviously
have 30 years
because they're dumb.
Maybe they don't play their Wii anymore. I think this would.
Well, those people never bought games on the Wii, like the virtual console. Hardly a lot of the people that I heard talking about the NES Classic, I guarantee you they never went on the Wii shop and bought virtual console games. I guarantee.
They emulated that shit.
No, like everybody else. Talking about the ladies at work and the guy, the older people that thought it was cool and mentioned it to me. Like, did you hear about that mini NES? Like, you don't play.
I would have done the same thing Nintendo did. I would have never manufactured 3 million of those things that didn't have them on the shelf.
Well, they could have done pre-orders back in July and found out what the demand was and met it.
They
don't do that for nothing no more. No
don't do pre-orders
manufacturers of any. I don't think nothing.
They do it for games, but not for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do it for like.
But it's. I mean, it's got to be a pretty decent way to find out what the.
I don't
demand
think they care. I think they intentionally did that. They want people.
Anyway,
to
we
look out
talked about
for it.
we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Eric Maverick asks, "Have you heard of the crazy Mario Cross Rabbids RPG?" Yeah.
No.
Where'd
you hear that from?
I woke up and I saw on Twitter a rumor that Mario and Rabbids are coming together, and I was like, "What? Oh my god!" I was
Robert
last week. I was saying I want a new Rabbids adventure since Rabbids go home.
I heard Rayman was going to be in Smash
Let
too.
me tell you that I was tweeted at multiple times about. Robert's gonna freak out over this, and all they linked to the damn article, and I'm like, why the fuck am I getting tweeted about Robert freaking out?
Yo, I was so excited because the Rabbids are awesome, man, and the fact that they're coming with Mario.
The Rabbids are less awesome than the Minions, and I don't think the Minions are.
The Minions are a ripoff of the Rabbids.
They probably are.
I remember Robert's age 10 years ago.
I know.
But
let's
he would have been like 7.
This is this man's dream game. I think we should let him have it.
I think
that's
I'm excited.
for
I'm excited for the idea of it. And honestly, I think this could be true because it's Ubisoft, and Ubisoft are the same ones who had employees just leak gamepads and.
Yeah,
we call them.
They can't be fucking trusted.
Who would have thought to come up with this if it wasn't true?
It's so out there. So
let's just run down the line if you believe it or not.
Remember there was that Metroid and Star Fox crossover.
Yeah, we talked about that.
That was a fan.
That's that's 2 Nintendo properties. Putting the Rabbids in Mario, I wouldn't. I mean,
But think about it.
It's
did
creative.
You hear what they were saying? Did you hear what they were saying that they'll probably have like a Yoshi as a partner and a Rabbit as a partner? If there's conversations, it would be hilarious.
Robert, just make the 20-minute video and get it over with.
What if the battle system is cards?
No.
Stop torturing us and make your own video.
Yeah, I want it to be Mario and Luigi style, man. That would actually get
Mario and Luigi style would be better.
Why not just make a damn Mario and Luigi game? That's why. This is what I'm saying.
Well, it's Mario and Luigi and Rabbids.
Because the Rabbids,
Ubisoft might have proposed this whole idea if it's true.
Yeah,
Ubisoft
has more to gain than Nintendo does, I think.
Yeah, because they're the ones making the game. Yeah,
it's like Mario and Sonic.
It's just one of those. Can I use your IP, please, Mr. Nintendo?
Mario didn't need Sonic, man. Sonic
need Mario. If we had Zelda cross with Dynasty Warriors, this doesn't seem that impossible.
Yeah, so let's just go down the line. Do you believe it, or what chance, percentage, do you think it's true? So I'm pretty
100%. If it's not, I'm pissed.
I'm gonna say I'm feeling about 70% that it's true right now.
85.
That's
85 for me.
I'm going 100% because it's so out there that I feel like.
No, it's because you want it. This is what it is.
Listen, man. Rabbits go home where you can yell and strip people.
What?
Strip peeper?
Yeah, literally. When Rabbits go home, you would yell and you would strip people and take their clothing. It was hilarious.
That's great. Robert.
Sounds amazing.
Rob, what's
weird?
What do you think?
I'm not going to go as high as you guys are. I'm going to go 60%, maybe 55. That's my backup.
I'm the lowest. I said 47. 47.
I think that's
47.
Yeah,
Brad,
not quite half and half. It has a good chance.
You always got to be the fucking individual. I'm sick of this shit.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna really quickly before you go. I'm gonna go
reading books
to T.
and shit.
I'm gonna say 40%.
I'm gonna say 71.9%.
Why you want to undercut me? Why you want to undercut me? This ain't no prices
I'm
right.
joining you.
Damn sheeple.
I'm joining you. This is
fucking sheeple right now.
I'm going 8.5. It's Ubisoft, so I might as well just say 99.9%. Nah, I'm gonna say I'll say 50% just to be really lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not a shoo-in. I really think there's less of a half of a chance that it's true, but it's definitely not impossible. I believe it more and more.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point, but
I wouldn't be surprised. But I still think it's not true.
Which I'm actually kind of sad about because that would have been a nice surprise. That would have been like a "what the fuck is that" kind of moment.
Imagine you just see Mario and
Robert,
also
make your own
rabbit comes
video.
out of nowhere.
They make your
Robert,
video.
just make
Make
the
your own
video.
Make a video and throw Kylo Ren in there.
Honestly, though,
Because I love Kylo Ren. I love your.
I didn't realize that running
Oh, that
gag.
was hilarious. Yeah,
I like subscribed to him, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
but honestly though, if they would have showed that and we would have never heard this rumor, right? How many people you think would have been excited? I think people would have complained.
Yeah, I was about to
No,
say,
yeah, I think
agree with that. I think
people
there
are
would've
still
been
complaining
backlash.
now.
Yeah, I think people would complain, but the people that would be more complaining would be the Nintendo fan, like the core Nintendo fans, maybe
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I think the non-core. I think the Mario fan will accept it. Like, who cares? We getting a real
Yeah,
Mario.
about the same.
We
They
talking about
always
the
do
same-
weird.
Yeah,
shit
but I
like
don't.
that.
It's not going to have the backs of Color Splash like the backlash, because Color Splash isn't the Mario RPG style or the Paper Mario game that they wanted. Where this is just something completely new and it's going to be zany, and I think it's going to get a pass. I don't know if people will be excited. I just don't think it's going to get hated on.
We're talking about the same people who are excited to start
this-
from scratch in Xenoblade Chronicles X and just start all over
Yeah.
again after playing.
Hey, man, most of those people didn't play that game. Most people didn't play that game. Come on, let's be real here.
You know, it's funny when people say most people didn't play that game. But I'm like, yeah, but then who was the Wii U owners? Because these games didn't sell 13 mil. So now all of a sudden they're gonna get it on the Switch. Like, I feel like if people really wanted to play those games, they would have sold way more.
Red Knight, you know why? Because we call those people casuals. That's what they are.
Catch.
Those are
It'd be-
casual gamers.
I can't lie and say I wouldn't like to see what Extra Power could do for Xenoblade, because I love the world they created, but I'm not going to play it.
I was gonna
You
say
think they're gonna
I
put
don't
in
buy
extra-
it.
It looks
Oh,
great.
I'll watch Digital Foundry, but I ain't gonna pay money for that shit.
They're not going to do anything. I mean, they'll maybe you'll get the titty slider back, but they're not.
Hey, that's what the hey man, then we can get bro with T.
They're not going to do anything like major.
We
To,
can
that
get
game is
Now,
Vision,
what? Let
though.
me tell you. What if you could transfer your game there?
Then why? I already beat it. Then what?
Okay, no, for you,
So
yeah,
you
but then
can't win. Is what you're telling me, Juice.
No, it shouldn't exist. Like, why aren't they putting out a new game? Where's Monolith?
They're working on a new game.
They
What
are
if it's-
working on
because
it. Yeah.
Monolith was
Don't
working
even
on.
tell it to
I thought
that.
they were working on Breath of the Wild. I thought they were helping with Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah, I mean they help with that, but they still come out with games. The
They
same
say
way.
they're working on a new game.
yeah, they said they're working on a new game.
think that-
So
if some of these games do get ports, I don't think the studio that made them is going to be.
No,
porting
they're
them.
not going to be.
And that's gonna be depressing to me. Like if Tantalus, like you got them just
I was about to
Exactly.
say they're the ones who did Twilight Princess, so
That's
that
even
works out.
better because I want them working on something else.
and they
Yeah,
said
I'd rather
port.
have Monolith make something new.
I'm like ports.
No, I
I'm
want Tantalus. I want Tantalus working on like a GameCube to Switch port, something like
no,
that.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Wouldn't they be able to make like
I see
a
what you're saying.
an emulator for the Switch so that it's just there on Virtual Console? Like, yeah, we had them working on that. So all the games are ported. Technically, you know what I mean? Like,
Could
why
be.
pick and choose? Oh yeah, we're gonna have Tantalus port this and port that. Like,
that'd be nice.
Because you're not going to be completely happy. They're not going to bring everything. So, like,
Someone's gonna be sitting there going, "Where's my color splash switch?"
the minute these dudes get something, what's the next thing?
I want my
Yeah,
1,000-year
like-
door remake.
like obviously
Oh.
Tantalus is free to do anything. They got to work on the Zelda game. Not many people could say that. You know, like, oh yeah, we worked on the Zelda game for Nintendo. So obviously, like the door is open to it. Could be anything. They could be pointing the Prime trilogy. They could be pointing Mario Sunshine or whatever. But I don't know. Like I feel like I don't. You know this. I don't really care to play old games. That's my whole issue.
Mhm.
I don't care how better
Sometimes.
they look. Like, oh, Sunshine looks better. I don't
See,
care.
but a lot of people do, and I love the idea of going back to play an older game. I think there's value in that to some people.
A certain game, like I wouldn't mind playing a new Time Splitters, like a HD version of that. I mean,
That's not going to happen ever.
that's not going to happen ever. But
God.
But
It's not. The developer who has that game is one of the shittiest developers on the planet Earth. That's
Mm.
Crytek.
Crytek, yeah.
The,
Yeah,
the
they-
ones
all
who
they
are
care
all
about-
visuals and no
Yep.
substance.
I'm sure most of the Time Splitters team's gone. I mean, I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
and that's what I'm saying. Time Splitters isn't like some just mediocre. Time Splitters
Wasn't that team the Codemasters? Weren't they the ones that did that?
No,
that was Free Radical.
Free radical
Yeah.
design.
Free Radical. Okay, got it.
yeah, Burnout was.
Can't
the,
remember now. It's been a
Burn,
while.
they made Burnout the one you named. I forget it already.
But Nintendo, if that was ever to be a thing, it would be a situation where Nintendo would employ a team like the one that did Twin Snakes, to make
Yeah,
a Nintendo
but
version.
it's that humor that they had in it. It's just gonna be.
Yeah, you can't really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was a
They'd have
British,
to-
game.
You'd have to get like a ukulele like situation for Time Splitters. I think.
Yeah, because I mean, those guys probably did work on it.
Yeah, some of them did. Yeah,
I know it was Ken Loeb. You know, like those guys, you would have to get them out of wherever they are retired. I think he works at Microsoft now. But
is he still working at Microsoft? Yeah.
You remember the Lob and GoldenEye?
The Clob, man, the Clob.
Yeah, the Clob. Yeah, it was named after him.
Of course.
It's like if he's not there, then I don't even really care because I know like that's like his style, his brainchild.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get to this last question from the game idea guy. He actually has a short question for once, and his is, what is the most ridiculously funny gaming memory that you have? No, does that mean like playing games with friends or something in game that was funny? Because that's two different answers. So
probably either one.
I just know
the funniest moment in the game.
For me, the funniest moment. It was funny for me, not for my friend, because we were playing GoldenEye back in the heyday. Playing a golden gun mode or whatever, he had like the P90, like what an 80-round clip, and then I had the revolver, and he'd come in the room just spray and pray, and I just one shot drop him every time, and he got so mad. Me and my other buddy were just laughing. We probably like our faces were hurt, and we were laughing so hard, and he just wasn't happy about it. But then I did it again, and then it was over. Like we just lost it. So so that was mine. So
I have one. It was when we were playing. Me and I had 3 friends when we were playing the Wii, and this is anime weeaboo bullshit here. But we bought Naruto Clash of Ninja for the Wii, and we were playing that online. So we got my friend on the phone while the other friend of mine is playing it in my room against him, and he's getting his ass beat multiple times. Well, he finally starts. We get to like the 6th match, and he starts beating he just starts coming back on him, and he's using one of the special moves. And right as he's about to kill him, the game freezes and crashes, and you just hear my friend on the phone laughing his ass off because he's just like, it's like the one time you were about to beat me, and the game said no.
Terrell thinks everything's the funniest moment when I fall off the stage on my own in Smash. He just dies laughing.
Because you always do that shit where you like get all the way down. You're like, "Where's the jump? My jump button didn't work."
I just hate that if you hit jump as you're getting hit. Sometimes it takes your extra jump away.
And you always sound so confused about it. That's why it has me in tears.
I got one that's in game just because y'all all said like true stories. I mean, I got a true story where I blindfolded myself and beat a friend in Street Fighter 2. Yeah, that was hilarious. But no, the one I want to say is when Duke Nukem called up Lara Croft. Y'all remember that in the game? I think that was Duke Nukem 64.
64, right? Yeah.
He went to the payphone, and when he picks it up, he's like, "Oh yeah, Laura." It was hilarious. That blew my mind. One game is basically,
it's breaking the fourth wall. What was it called?
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool. Well, mine is not like in game, but it's gaming related and it's funny. It's probably funnier if you know these guys. But my best friend, godfather to my daughter, we go way back, obviously. But we were in a gaming store. We were in Blockbuster Games. I don't know if you guys know Blockbuster Games, but Blockbuster had a separate store back in the day because they were making so much money. It was dedicated to completely the games. It was basically a GameStop with Blockbuster's name on it. And there was this really awkward kid we knew from school. And he was looking around or whatever. We were looking around. And my best friend rips one. It was the most disgusting. I mean, it was horrible. It was like I had to check his pants because I thought he was shitting on himself. And like, so this dude, like, he's giggling. He walks off. And I'll walk up like, oh, man, what the hell? And this dude, he walks into it. And the look on his face, you would think somebody poured acid on his face. He was just like... He was like, "Oh my god!" And we just ran out of there dying. It was the funniest. It was probably my favorite story. It was so funny. Dude. Oh my god!
Farts are funny, man.
They're funny. Regardless of what some people overly sophisticated people say, farting is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So,
anybody else got any memories?
See, to me, I think it's not even about the in-game stuff, but like when I would play,
when the rabbits went,
On Xbox.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
No, I'm like Xbox when I'm playing like when I would play Minecraft and Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and all that kind of stuff with some of the friends at like school and just having the chatting, and we just started cracking up, and that still happens now. I'm playing with Juice, Terrell, and everybody, and just cracking up and Smash and stuff like that. I mean, those are some like the best times, and it's technically not really in the game.
Yeah, when Rob's like, look at Rob, he's such a good guy. Just randomly, just a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Like those stuff just cracks me up, and I just started dying laughing because those are like the greatest parts. Is just kind of the interaction.
The funniest parts. The funniest parts is when you spike somebody, and it's usually like between me, Juice, and like T. You'll spike one of us, and you just hear this loud like, "God damn it!" Because Rob is a cheating bitch. That's the reason why.
Swinging with Lil Mac, and I go clean off the platform.
I got a spike by Mario. I played like 9 or 10 for glory matches the other day, and this dude was just setting me up. He was just waiting. He had the same combo he did like 5-6 times in a row, and then finally he got me just enough off the edge, and it's like these people are in fast forward and I'm in slow motion. He's halfway on the stage, I'm off the stage, also, and he runs up and spikes me before I could even press the jump button. That wasn't funny.
He's like, that wasn't funny.
That was the opposite.
Like I think voice chat in terms of like talking to each other is like the best moments.
Isn't that the only way you can do voice chat? And talk to each other?
It's just hilarious. Those moments. Those are the best times in the game.
Yeah, but not for every game, I mean, it doesn't work.
No, I mean just in terms of the games the funniest moments.
Yeah, for games like that it works, and it definitely makes the difference.
I remember the first time I played Unreal Tournament, and like I had my first kill, and people running around with like their texture packs and weird superheroes and whatnot, and I killed this dude, and I was so proud of it, and like I teabagged him, whatever. When teabagging was still a thing.
Oh no, it's still a thing.
Is it still a thing? Okay, I got
teabagged by a Titan in Titanfall.
Can we not do that?
Nice. I teabagged the dude, and he like appeared behind me and killed me. That was he respawned and came up and killed me. It was great.
Revenge.
I was laughing so hard.
20 points.
All right, everybody give their stories because we're getting pretty long in the tooth here.
Yeah.
So you're not going to mention the June 13th?
I figured we'd just talk about that off air.
No.
But yeah, Target just listed Breath of the Wild for June 13th release date on there.
Hey man, that's 3 days before my birthday. I don't give a fuck.
That's probably after E3 or right before or right during.
That'd be during E3.
To me, that doesn't make sense during like June during E3. That'd be weird.
Hey man, we wouldn't see it for another E3 though.
Yeah.
Drop it in that Splatoon slot.
May.
Some companies have done that.
That would be a Saturday.
Some companies have done like a big game thing, like to build into E3. That has happened. That's when Microsoft dropped the price of the Xbox One and pulled out the Kinect to make this whole E3 kind of thing.
It was the 13th, Rob, not the 6th. Robert.
13th. Oh.
I don't know.
No, the 16th is my birthday.
That's a Tuesday. Well, they could switch it up and release their games on Tuesdays now.
Oh my God! These puns.
Wait a minute, Terrell, you're a Cancer too? He's a Cancer.
I'm a Cancer.
Hey man, I'm not a part of the problem. I'm
these cancers.
I don't want it to be a Tuesday though.
Wait, June 16th can't be a Cancer. 13th. That's not a Cancer.
Is it? Is it not?
No, because I'm.
Then Rob.
No, it has to be.
I'm mid-July and I'm a Cancer.
Oh yeah, okay. My mom is definitely a Cancer. She's June 5th.
Welcome to the Horoscope Podcast.
All I'm trying to say is that I am not a disease. That's all.
I don't know what mine is.
My mom into
like January 10th. I don't know if it's like a Cyclops or something. I don't remember what it's called.
But they did change it.
It's Cyclops.
Hey Red, what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
All right, so we're gonna go from horoscopes to movies here when we get Robert's final thoughts here.
Oh God.
Okay, so I saw.
He doesn't understand the concept of final thoughts.
I saw
we just let him have his moment.
And where to find them? It's a fantastic movie. I loved it. I'm gonna go see it again tomorrow, and it's amazing, people. That and Moana I'm seeing tomorrow.
Fantastic Beasts and the Women Who Love Them. Is that what it's called?
Whoa, now.
No, you go watch it. It's awesome. I loved it. I loved it. And
I can't watch it until I see a Harry Potter movie, which I haven't yet.
really,
Oh, no. I'm about to say active. I haven't seen a Harry Potter film, and I saw it.
You guys exist in the wild? What the? What?
I'm the magical Negro, T. I'm a magical Negro.
Wow.
Red, did you hear where I ranked the Harry Potter franchise and above the Lord of the Rings as far as just
Blasphemy.
overall impressive?
Consistency.
Because I mean, the
Blasphemy.
Two Towers to me it's a pass. Like I'm not excited to ever watch the Two Towers.
Totally
I like
disagree.
the first and the third one.
What?
Totally
Two Towers
wrong.
is my
It's
fave.
really turned into
Yeah,
the
that's an
podcast,
incorrect
didn't it?
statement.
Welcome to the movie podcast,
But anyway.
everybody. I'm gonna go take a nap for 6 minutes.
And
Anyway.
I'm gonna go probably play more of the Pokemons and the and I got it. I
That
want
Color
to be
Splash
Paper
is
Mario.
very good.
Bill Cosby. I'm
That's the
a
thing.
big
That's the thing. I want to be Paper Mario.
You're not gonna beat it. keep
You coulda
dicking
beat-
No,
around.
I will be. I totally will. It's just, however, probably not tomorrow, but Wednesday I have a half a day of school, so I'll be able to play like a good 7 hours if I wanted to.
Take the 8 hours from those 4 extra times you watch Fantastic Beast and put those towards Paper Mario, and you would have had a beat. Just
Yeah,
saying.
you don't
No.
need to see a movie 4 times. Just saying.
In the same.
Listen. You
3
gotta
days.
see it when it's amazing, though.
You're part of the problem.
I've seen the movie. It's a good movie. You just don't need to see it 4 times. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, Terrell, why don't you give your final thoughts?
I like Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon. I will continue to play Pokemon. And I am not a cancer. I am a human being, everyone. So yeah, good podcast. I'll see you guys later. Shit.
All right, Mezza T.
Yeah, Pokemon is love. Pokemon is life.
Swag.
It's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Yeah, so I don't really have much else to say. But that play Nintendo fools.
All right, Robert. Rob, sorry.
I was about to say, I think Robert already went.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Fantastic Beasts was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed it as a non-super Harry Potter fan. So I will agree with that, Robert. Fantastic Beasts is good. People should see it. I'm glad people are enjoying. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Rob already said that. Or Robert already said, sorry.
Would you say it's a beast? No, it's not.
Stop it.
It's beastly.
Turn it off, please.
But,
Where would I
will
find
say
that
I find
No,
that,
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
continue.
yeah, last thing is I finally got to start Watch Dogs 2 this morning, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So I'd say that's a good game. And that's about it.
All right,
Now,
Red Nut.
do you watch dogs in that one? No.
Stop it.
I have
better?
seen a dog. You do pet dogs. So they should call this
Okay.
game Pet Dogs.
Is it better because it stars a black dude now?
I mean, it's better for a lot of reasons.
That's not
I'll
one
tell
of
you
them.
what, though. I'll tell you what. They kind
Got
of
him.
rub that in. They make that a big part of the dialogue in the first couple of hours of the game, believe it or not, which I was surprised. Yeah, they really do, which is, I mean, it's fine, but they're really proud of that because they've brought it up in a couple of lines many times throughout the game so far. So, but it is,
Diversity.
yeah, and it's good. I'm glad for the diversity. I definitely think he's a way better character than Aiden was, and I did like the first game, so.
Kinda
But
like
overall,
last
the game
one.
is just better than the first one so far. So
Yeah, he was kind of stiff.
he was a little bit boring, and this
Yeah.
guy has a lot of personality and a lot of character, and the team that you join up with actually they all have a bunch of personality and stuff. So it's cool.
Can you
It's-
turn off the green arrows on the screen for when you're driving? Like it looks like a racing game when you have the
Oh, that tells you your waypoint track. That tells you where to go.
like
what
in racing games that tells you when to brake and when to turn. But
All you gotta do is change the channel from the CW, and then it takes off the.
like to me, like I can't get over. Like that's not a deal breaker, but that looks terrible to me.
Striking.
Like,
I want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. The thing that's telling you where you're
right on the road, it's like
On the road, yeah.
the whole
So-
time like out in the horizon,
Well-
right there. It's
Well, in the first one and this one, yeah, you can turn that on or off.
okay.
You could do that in the first one too.
Because Grand Theft Auto now, it just uses like your car has every car you get in has GPS, which was a clever way to get you
Yeah.
places.
Well, yeah, in this game, what they do, which is also clever because it's such a mobile device hacking sort of story, you can pull up your cell phone. I had to download a Maps app to my cell phone that I can pull up, and it looks just like my map app on my phone. And now you can use that to use GPS to let you know where things are, where you need to go. And then in that, you can turn on the physical waypoint that shows up those green arrows on the road on the game, or you can turn that off. So it's pretty cool. It's a good game. Right. I like it. Yeah.
Red Knight, any final thoughts?
Well, I finally saw Deadpool. You know what I mean? I did. Though. I did finally see it. I thought it was a good movie. I think he sucks, though. He was unbearable. After 20 minutes, I couldn't take it no more. I was like, this guy. But it was still a good movie.
That just means you probably don't like Deadpool, because that's just how Deadpool is.
That's Deadpool, though.
Yeah, that is Deadpool too.
It was just like it was. It felt like it was trying way too hard, and it never slowed down. But I thought the movie was still good, though. So
I would say watch it a couple more times. Like
oh no, I would never watch it again. I'm good.
Come on, man. Like I
hate the voice Ryan Reynolds makes in that. Like I like Ryan Reynolds as an actor when he like acts, but people seem to not like that. They only like him when he's this character, which is the character he played in a lot of movies.
It gets way better. Like the jokes to me feel really well written and
yeah, I'm not even a big Deadpool comic. I'm not even a big
it.
Deadpool comic fan, and I thought the movie was great.
Yeah, I loved it. I did.
But I told T to give it a month.
Yeah, because I didn't like it the first time I watched it, and I watched it again, and I watched it again, and I love it now.
Yeah,
some people just call that Stockholm syndrome, but okay.
Yeah, it's one of those
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much to begin with, but when you watch it again, you just see how like glaringly mediocre it is. Like, oh, cool, they didn't even try.
I mean, some movies get better, some get worse. That definitely is true.
Star Trek Into Darkness got worse with each viewing for me, and
I didn't like it. I didn't like either of them the first time I saw it.
Episode 8, Star Wars getting worse.
I didn't like that movie. I wanted to turn that movie off.
Like, I don't think it's a bad movie. It's just
it's not as good.
It's atrocious.
Wait, which movie are you talking about? Because I heard Episode 8 and I heard Star Trek.
Yeah, Episode 8.
I hate everything about
Episode 8 isn't out.
No, I mean Episode 8. Episode 7, sorry.
Okay.
Man, I love Episode 7.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, anyway.
Let's get out of here.
And I'm going to say, I've played some Mario Maker. I made some Mario Maker levels lately. I've been watching a lot of shows and football and stuff, so I just love that off TV play. I'm glad the Switch is going to have it. And I've been hooked on some anime. Terrell, he's going to.
Hey, let's go.
Man. I've been watching Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, and I'm 22 episodes in. There's some really good episodes, and there's a couple that are just make no sense, especially the first one. But that's a good show. It's on Hulu if you have Hulu Plus. The intro is terrible. It's 2000 generation terrible CGI, 3D CGI animation just for the intro. Like it's a minute and a half of the worst. Like, I don't know if you guys remember like the Beast Wars and stuff and Transformers.
Oh no, don't go.
Oh yeah,
terrible
reboot.
Terrible CG animation from the early 2000s, but the show is hand drawn. Really, really, really good show. And then Cowboy Bebop. After 18 years, I'm rewatching.
One of the best shows ever. So good.
I mean, they don't use super realistic character designs, but they've captured the nuances of human beings to like perfection. Like it's so amazing how realistic these people seem, and yet they're drawn so unrealistic. It's crazy.
That great writing, that amazing noir storytelling. It's a freaking classic.
But anyway,
is the realness.
It's good stuff, and I'm looking forward to watching more. And that's gonna be it for The Juice is Loose. We'll be back next week, probably. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but figure it out. So
more rumors will happen.
Rumors, man.
And the funny thing is, like it says we're live. This for whatever reason it never showed me a live viewer count today, so I don't know. The chat's pretty full, so thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.